Hello, world. How's everybody doing? Um, Hope you're doing well. I see you. Are you there?
I'm here.
Okay, I can hear a little bit. Can you exit out of your YouTube?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Hello, everyone. So today, of course, we're going to be showing Jose's face, and we will be discussing some of the inconsistencies, if you will, in what we would ourselves find an inconsistency. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys an interview that we did yesterday um, with Jose. He wanted to show his face, so there would be no. Um, I am gonna slow the chat in a minute. I promise. 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 Um, Mods, if there is anyone that is disrespectful to anyone in here, any other creator in here, it doesn't matter who the creator is, warn them. And if they are still not taking heed to that, then please block them. Uh, and that also goes for any type of victim shaming or saying nasty things about Candace, Don, whoever. We will not tolerate that. Everyone is innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. That doesn't mean that we can't have opinions. Opinions are absolutely welcome. Just please put in my opinion or allegedly. So ICU and I did an interview yesterday with Jose. We had a lot of technical difficulties. So what you will see of Jose is just the first maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Then I had to do it on the phone because where he was at, the service was not great. But you'll get to see his face for a few minutes. Then we will discuss as this goes along, um, and then we will talk about what could be considered as inconsistencies in his interview. What doesn't maybe make so much sense. So I'm going to go ahead and just give me 2 seconds so I can slow this chat down. Should have done that a minute ago, but okay. So that should change. We slowed the chat down. So we'll get to the interview. Doesn't. What was that? It was a great job mitigating the drama allegedly. Thank you, Dare to Be Different. That's very fun. Very funny. All right, so let's get started. I did have to. I did take out some things in the interview that could possibly. Hello, Versi. Thank you so much. I appreciate your super sticker. Thank you. Um, so it will be a little choppy here and there, but are you guys ready to see Jose's face? Here we go. I see you if you don't care to um, go ahead and mute. And guys, if you hear an echo, please let me know. If you don't hear it, please let me know. I would appreciate it. Okay, so as you will see, this is myself, this is Jose, and then of course we have ICU here. So here we go. All right, hold on. Let me go ahead and mute myself. Go ahead and, okay. Jose, thank you so much for taking the time today to hopefully set the record straight a little bit more and showing your face. We appreciate it. I know you've been, dealing with people on, some negative things online as we all have, but I know you're wanting the truth for Summer, and that's the main goal. So ICU, would you like to go ahead and ask some of the questions there?
Yeah,
Just
she's
this
breaking
is
up.
just
I don't hear nothing.
you don't hear me? Can you hear me now?
Now I do. Yeah, like it
Okay.
comes like in and out,
I think it's a delay. There's a
like the
little
signal
delay.
fades.
Oh,
Yeah, that's what I believe so too.
I think you've already answered this. I just can't remember.
I just want to say so you guys can see that we had a lot of technical difficulties. So
Did Dawn and Candace ever leave the kids by themselves?
Did what?
Did Dawn and Candace ever leave the kids by themselves?
No.
Okay.
Like I said, no, not alone. No, they would be around, but like I said,
Like they didn't
when Summer
run to town
decided
or
to,
anything.
they never like ran to
yeah,
town.
no, that was when I was there. No, they didn't do nothing like that. Yeah, but as I was shocked when I heard that Candace went to the swimming hole and left the boys in the house alone.
Mm.
That shocked the shit out of me. I was like, that was the look I had. I'm like, what the hell? Like,
So
what's wrong with you, woman? Like, that's something I know for sure she's never done around me, or I never heard of her doing that. So that was
Mm-hmm.
Right.
like a real mind blower.
Sure.
Right.
Question: do you guys think the boys were old enough to be left at the house? In y'all's opinion, I'd just like to see it in the chat. So do you think something would potentially be up that day, like if she would leave the kids by themselves, or do you think, that
Yeah, you're
something?
breaking up again.
Okay, sorry. Do you
No, it's
think
okay.
something could have been going on that day that she would have left them by themselves, or do you think
I
just?
honestly don't know what was going on there.
Mhm.
I really don't. I don't know what was going through that woman's head for her to have even done that. Period.
Yeah,
So that's what I said. The woman I'm looking at now is not the woman I remember,
right.
and it's weird. Like I don't get it. When I went there, I was the one with problems. I leave,
Mhm.
and now when I'm presented again, everything's in the reverse. My so-called friend is backstabbing me in the back now. He don't look nothing like the way he used to look.
Okay, with when he is talking, my best friend, he is talking about Andrew is who he's talking about. Arctic Fox, thank you so much. Don't let the haters get you. They done drank too much jelly flavored hater. Thank you, Foxy. Thank you. Appreciate it, Arctic Fox. So he's talking about Andrew, and we'll talk about Andrew shortly.
Look, before I seen pictures. Yeah, I'm back.
Sorry about that.
Can you hear
Okay.
me?
Yep.
Yeah, like I
All
said,
right.
it's the signal.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, Amanda.
Okay, so did Dawn ever make the kids go in the basement for punishment?
Did Don what?
Make the kids go in the basement for punishment?
Go to the basement for punishment? No.
Uh-huh.
There.
Okay.
Did you ask if they went to the basement for punishment?
Or yes, I did.
All right, you there, Jose?
Yeah, you still sound broken now. A
Hey,
lot.
if you want to, if you can actually, if you want to just turn your camera off now, you can turn your camera off,
I
and it
can
may use
try
less.
that.
It may use less
Let
data
me
that
see.
way, and see if that helps
Do you
now.
hear me better? No, you still sound echoey, like the signal's gone to me, like both of you are frozen in time and then your voice pops in and out a little bit at a time.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay.
it might be. I don't know if it's me or what. Uh, It might be mine
Well,
because I don't have a laptop or anything. I'm using my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
let me just check. Okay. All right. Go ahead, Amanda.
Was CPS involved when you were staying there?
If who was involved, CPS?
Yes.
Not while I was there. They never showed up when I was there. But I do
Okay.
know that they were telling me that before I showed up, like a couple of weeks before I showed up, CPS had went there and they never opened the door.
Right. Did you ever talk to Candace or Allie or any of them again after you left?
No, only Candace, like I said, a little bit after I left, when I noticed that she got that the new vehicle, and I had messaged her and asked her, um, where'd you get the new vehicle from? Because I knew when I left, she didn't have money to buy that. So, and she was like, Donnie bought it for me, and I was like, what? I was like, you back with him? And she's like, yeah, I love him. And I'm like, girl, you know what? Just forget it. I'm not even gonna say nothing no more. And she
Right.
tried to keep talking to me, but I didn't even engage. I was literally just shut my Facebook off, Messenger, and I started to delete everything. I transferred
Mm-hmm.
photos from my phone to my email, and I went after that was all done. I just literally the phone was still on, and I just chucked it and literally threw it. And I was like, I'm
That's when you.
done,
That was when you was
like
going through
completely done.
your
That
breakdown.
was when I decided that it was about I need to fix me
Right.
because whatever I tried over there to try to help them, it clearly didn't work. So if I'm there in person, little, and then I leave, it doesn't work, and I try to talk to her, and that doesn't work. No, I was like, forget it. I'm not. It's no purpose in wasting my breath,
Yeah.
because it's falling on
Mm-hmm.
deaf ears.
Okay, Jose, are you there?
Yeah. Can you
Okay.
hear me better now?
Yes. Much. Can you hear him?
Okay.
So this is when we switch to phone. See you. Can you hear? Can you hear
I
me?
can.
Okay.
I
Okay.
can.
Perfect. Okay, Jose. Thank you so much. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Um, so like the main question that everybody wants to know, and I've explained to them, it really doesn't have anything to do with bringing Summer home per se, because you were long gone after Summer went missing. Um, you know, I think they consider it like a credibility thing. You know, I know you were going through intense stress and everything while you were there, and that can also affect the memory as well. And it's been also, what, 2 years now? But so I think it's Allie and Andrew are saying that you guys went there in like late August. Is that correct? ICU?
Or September, sometime in that time frame.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. That's not my memory. My memory was much sooner than that.
Okay. And
much earlier than that. Because if I was there in September and I left in August, that means I'm only there 1 month. There's no way. Because I was there a month with just them. And then Donnie came and I almost did a full month with him there as well. So that puts me at 2 months at least right there.
okay.
But I know for sure I was.
So guys, we're going to definitely get into the dates because he has said multiple things in this and we need to talk about it. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Thank you for the hard work and love of summer. Come see us at Krama Mama. Love you guys. Krama Mama. Hey, Court. Good to see you, hun. Thank you. All right.
With them, a month, clearly a month before even Donnie showed up.
Okay.
I spoke to him over the phone like 3-4 times.
I see you. Do you know when Don showed up there?
The domestic was October 14th, and I think Don had been home a few days, and everything had gone fine until they started.
Yeah, I think it was about a week or something.
Mm-hmm.
So think about this scenario. Could it be the end of August, Jose, and you was there the end of August, first all through September, and when did you say Don came? October? I see you.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. October what?
Around, let's just say around the middle of October, because the domestic violence was the 14th.
Okay, so let's.
That's the middle of October.
Yeah, so Don would come back, let's say the first week or the first 10 days or so. Wouldn't that be about right? The first 10 days or so of October. And then I know you was there approximately a week while Don was there. And then you was there probably a week or so after, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long would that be? I see you at the end of August?
3 months.
So you was there approximately 3 months.
And it's funny how they talk about credibility. The credibility is the fact that I was in that house.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying?
No,
everybody's over. The focus is on when's the time frame. You don't need a time frame for that. The point is, I was in the house. Absolutely. I was living there. I was cooking. And then another thing that really is bothering me, clearly you got to stay long enough with someone to know them.
Absolutely.
You're not going to stay with someone 2 to 3 weeks and know everything that I know about Summer the way I Candace and them used to get mad about that. And I used to be like, no. Well, when they speak to you, especially if they're saying, excuse me, Jose, that's respectful. They literally saying, excuse me, so they have they have the right that you could cut that conversation off and be like, yeah, what is it? Buddy, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Or if it was Summer, I'm like, what's wrong, baby? Talk to me, but it's it's really bothering me. When I came out and I started to do the interview, and then I started to watch all these streams, and everybody's like, "Well, question this, question that, and question this," but yet your assumptions, and I'm not talking about you guys,
Sure.
creators and viewers, yeah, like, well, we thought about that, and holy crap, he's actually saying it, and I didn't even know nothing was going on. I wasn't watching no videos, I wasn't keeping up. I was basically stuck under a rock, you could say. I was living under the rock. I wasn't watching TV, none of that for a long, long time.
Yeah.
It's crazy on everything that is being said. And the one video I got to see was when the lady is like, "Oh, I found this effing dirtbag. Look at him. Look how disgusting he looks," and all of this. And then you over here trying to read my criminal record. And it's so funny how each of my so-called arrests happened on the same month of the same date, but a different year. And then you're doing your stream, and you're actually finding that out while you're doing the stream. Right then and there, misinformation. Like, wow, why didn't you do that real good research before you went on?
We will talk about Jose's past as well. He will discuss it a little bit in the in this interview as well, but we will do some commentary on it.
And said that about me, that's slandering. That there is slandering, because now you're saying I have this monster record. You're calling me a SO, and then you put up some guy's picture, and now the world is gonna see, holy shit, this is really Jose, the same guy with the picture that you have on your screen for your videos. So everyone can see I look the same way, just with a little more gray hair.
Yes.
There's nothing changed about me. And I don't have my glasses. I'm wearing regular contact lenses now. So that's the only difference. Other than that, I look basically the same and a little slimmer, because back then I was huge.
Yeah.
So, and, to hear her just F me this, and he's disgusting. Oh, I'm like, lady, you don't even know me. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know nothing about my past at all. And even when they have my phone number, they know where I'm at.
Of course they do.
I've even called them and TBI. And literally like, "Yo, do y'all need to see me?" And they're like, "No, Jose, we already spoke to you." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" And they're like, "Yes." And I'm like, "Okay." So now here you go again. And this woman, I do. And
he did call again TBI, everybody that he FBI, just to make sure that they didn't need to speak with him any further, he says, allegedly. So I will be checking up with that as well. Also, I did see Michelle After Dark in here. Shout out to her. He finds, and I think Michelle is one of the most respectable true crime commentaries that we have in the true crime community. So, yes. Anyway.
In a way, I do respect her, because she ain't playing that, because she hit the nail right on the head. It's about Summer. Why is the focus on me and what I'm saying? If all I'm doing is telling to you what all of you guys were trying to figure out, and when it was told to me when she was drunk, and the things that I saw with my own eyes. So obviously I'm being as honest as I can, so that the cops, the cops,
whoever they are me this when we were drinking at the table. So now you know for a fact we're under the influence when she's telling me this. You know,
Right.
those little details is what people are leaving out.
Mhm.
They don't want to add them, you know? And, you know, when you're being questioned, you know, I'm literally on the defensive because I'm thinking they're accusing me of taking half pint. And I'm like, what's wrong with her? And then literally the minute I said that, they jumped in that defensive mode. They're like, no, 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 no. You definitely ain't got nothing to do with that. And I'm like, oh, okay. So what's this line of questioning about?
Mhm.
And that's when they diverted to Dawn and Candace. And that's when they were asking their questions about them. And that's when I started to get the hint that they trying to find out things about them. And
Right.
then I started to tell them the stories of what was going on. But it didn't take that long that we took for the interview. You know, I was just giving them rapid, you know, and I said, this happened, this happened, this happened, you know, and they're like, oh, okay. So we had a funny feeling about this and this. Well, and then they would start with another question, and then I would tell them it's that I heard something, and then I would tell them what I saw, you know, and so like that they knew okay the influence we were drinking at
Mhm.
the table. So like that they understand that none of us are sober, we are drinking too, you know. I'm not being painted myself like no saint because I'm not a saint because I was drinking with them,
Right.
you know. Remember, I'm going through my own shit. So yeah, hell yeah, I was drinking, but I wasn't drinking like them. And I'm not no Don that I'm a drink and work and drink and work. I don't do that. That definitely no. That's not in my vocab. And I didn't drink every single day either because the majority of the time I was too busy comforting Candace because she's so hammered, crying about her sister and Dawn, you know, and she feels she don't know what to do. She feels worthless. She feels hopeless, you know, things like that is what she's telling me in tears, bawling out. Me being so specific, after all of that, they asked me my location, and I told them where I was at. Literally, exactly I even gave them the street address, and I said, I know you got an office here where I'm at, so you could send them here because I'm
Mhm.
going to be here for this amount of time if they need to talk to me further, and if not, I asked the one of the agents for his number, and I text him my number so he could call me directly if they ever needed anything from me.
Right.
Did they call me? No. Did another agent show up at my door looking for me? No. Even when I returned back to work, I even disclosed that to them,
Yeah.
Justin, you know, where I was working at. So like that, they knew exactly where I'm at, you know, all the time. Y'all couldn't find me, but the FBI knew exactly where I was at because I gave them that information,
Right.
you know, because even they were like, you know, we came through your son. Not even your family knows where you are. And I said, I need it that way, you know, and I'm going through it right now. And they understood immediately what I was talking about.
Right.
And you know, so when I gave them that information, they were like, "Thank God you over there," because no, you're literally out of that picture. Like you threw, you know, and I know for sure when I told them where I was at, I bet you they went in the files and they checked everything that I said, and they say, "Oh yeah, he's there."
Of
You
course,
know,
they're gonna check where you
he's
was at. Of
he's
course.
miles, 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 and miles away. There's
Mhm.
no way he had any involvement in what happened with Half Pint at all.
Well, not only
You know,
miles
and I'm
away,
so
months and months and months away.
yeah, you know. So I I help as much as I can. I remember as much as I can, and this is what sucks about my brain is I remember the majority of bad things. It's like a sponge, and it
Mhm.
soaks up in there. And then when I remember it, it's like what Candace is going through. I'm reliving it because I get the vivid image of it. That's
Mhm.
why I explain things in such detail because I'm seeing it. You know, as I'm telling you, these are vivid memories.
Mm-hmm.
You know, especially. And then let's continue. Another thing with the Ali and Candace situation. Okay, so Justin, you was in another stream with a lady, and she was asking about. Listen, when Ali said, "Take me home," like none of us knows who took her home. Grandis took her home, and then
Okay, what he's talking about here is the day. Thank you, Ocean's daughter. It's very kind of you. Appreciate it. So he's talking about. Thank you, Archie Fox. Appreciate it. He's talking about the day that the Ali and Candace incident when Ali was standing, when Candace had threatened her, allegedly. And he's saying that Grandis took Ali home. Jose was there that day. If one of the mods could put the membership link in, somebody wants it, please. Thank you.
What?
I don't.
Huh?
Grandis is the one who took Ali home the day that Candace and Ali had the falling out. When Justin was like,
No.
everyone failed Summer,
Yeah.
and he said everyone failed Summer, and out of all the people, the one who's really feeling it and has the most regret is Jose.
Absolutely.
Like,
I believe that, Jose.
He's the one person, like the one time that I just popped in on your live stream. The second time we spoke, I was looking through videos and I was hearing certain things. And I said, you know what, let me call Justin because I need to talk about this.
Yeah.
Because I felt, okay, you want to know if I can help you to be more specific, then I'm going to do it. And that's why I had called in. And you were like, hey,
I'm already
I
live.
got Jose on the line.
Yeah.
I want to talk to him. And they're like, yeah, like everybody,
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, they're so enthusiastic. Like, I'm no one special. I'm just a regular guy. But yet, they want to hear what I have to say about Summer
Yeah.
and the events when I was there. And then, like Michelle After Dark, like, I hope she sees this stream. I heard you when you said thank you, and I can tell you you're welcome. If I messed up with my timelines of me being there, I apologize for that. But it doesn't negate the fact that I was there.
Absolutely,
It
Jose.
doesn't negate it at all. It doesn't negate the experiences I went through. In one's question, did they call them back again? Did they call them back again? And not to verify? No. They still have not contacted me. I even called them after that interview.
Sorry about this, guys.
To see if they wanted to talk to me again.
Sorry about my facial expression there. I didn't think I was recording. So I was a little bit teed off.
And their reaction was, why? Jose, we already spoke to you. And to hear those words, I'm like, huh? Okay. Like, what? Okay. I'm just going to leave it be. Because if I had anything new to have said in that interview, believe me, they already would have came for me. They would have literally come for me already. And I'm still waiting. They're not going to kick rocks on this one. It's too much pressure on this case. And there's many others like this one. It's too much pressure for them to kick rocks.
Right.
They're going to come after me if they feel I misled them. I know law enforcement. I've dealt with them, and that's another thing, Justin, that I mentioned the law enforcement. So another question that she asked you was, what did I go to prison for? Okay. I'll divulge that. Uh, Possession of a controlled substance with the intent of sale.
And how
It
many
was a
years ago
class-
was that?
It was a Class D felony. I served 3 years in Rikers Island in C-76. And it was 3 years. It was 1 year running after the other because they put it as 3 separate charges.
Mhm.
And instead of combining them and running it concurrent, they ran it consecutively. So I had to do 1 year first. Then they would discharge me, bring me to the holding cell for discharge inmates, and then call me back and to redo my next year. And I had to do that twice for the 3-year sentence. The third time they did that was when they released it.
But how many years ago was that, Jose?
Exactly 23 to 24 years ago.
Exactly.
After that,
So he does not have any SA charges against him or anything. The only charges he has against him is this charges with the drugs. That was, I think, what do you say, 24 years ago. So the channels that put up some other Jose with a different picture, that is completely false. I have searched it. ICU has searched it, and there's just no evidence there.
Nothing there.
Yeah, as far as that goes, with this timeline and stuff, we'll talk about that obviously. But you have to be fair. If you want to find Summer, it's not about pointing at a narrative. It's about pointing toward the facts. If we don't find truth, you don't find Summer.
that I've never seen a jail cell. That's why I found it weird when they talk about fraud and all these other. I'm like, huh? Like I only been to jail that one time, and trust me, that time was enough to tell me, oh, the hell with that. I ain't going back.
Yeah.
That taught me a lesson quick. Now this ain't for me. I'm gonna straighten out my life. And even the way I speak, when people hear me speak, I may know how to talk in a certain way, but that's because I trained myself that way.
Mhm.
Because I grew up in the hood, in the streets. I had slang and all of that, but I didn't have tattoos on my body. Never wore my pants hanging down, and talk and things like that. But I talked street slang. And I felt that I had to evolve from that. I had to grow out of that. I could still have that in my heart because I never forget where I came from. But
Right.
eventually you grow up. You have to let that go. You could keep it inside of you, but don't show it all the time. You're a
I see.
grown-ass adult. Like basically grow up. And if you're going to grow up, then grow up with your language as well. Start learning out of the box instead of staying in that hood box, because that's the way they want you to stay. And you have to challenge the way they want you to be. And if you don't do that, you're not going to break away from it. And that's why I became self-educated. I started to dive into the dictionary a little more, started to read more books and things, just to make my vocabulary better. Because when I was younger, I used to get picked on because when I came from mainly Spanish and I had a very bad accent, and I would get bullied and picked on real bad, and eventually I said, okay, I got to change. And I just kept practicing and practicing. And now it's the way I am. My vocal cords are the way they are right now because of me practicing all these years. I'm sorry I'm going everywhere, but
No, you're fine. You're fine.
It's a lot that's just, it's it's like I said, everyone, the viewers, the creators, people who are in tune to what's been going on, you all have had 9 months to absorb everything. I'm barely touching 1 week now. And you're going to tell me that, literally 1 week, I'm absorbing all this information and taking all these good and bad. I'm absorbing all of that in a bulk. You know, I'm not taking it little by little. I'm surrounded by it. No matter which way I turn, I'm surrounded. You know, and of course, it's going to weigh super heavy. It's no wonder I feel so guilty, heavy-hearted right now about it, and that's why I'm grieving right now. That's why I still cry for Summer right now. You know, every time I talk about her, I want to break down and cry because I'm just learning all of these facts that all of you, everyone in your community started to bring together, you know, and I'm trying to go through and dive through as much as I can, losing sleep. I'm barely eating, you know, because I'm trying to catch up, and no one is seeing that at all. They're not seeing how bad it's really affecting me because you all had a length of time, you know, to really absorb it. I haven't. It's still coming into right now. So my emotions are everywhere, all over the place.
That's understandable.
When there's still half pint is missing. Don't you get this?
Sorry, I did a costume change here. It's still the same day. That's why I had to go. I was going to go live yesterday, and I had just had so much of this hearing about everything that I just had to do it today. So, little wardrobe change.
These people, Summer Moon Wells is still missing. You know, I don't get paid for this. I'm not talking to you. None of y'all giving me money. What glory am I getting talking to you? Do you see me with a YouTube channel? Do you see me with a Facebook looking for views and Instagram or any? I don't have none of that at all. I just don't have it because that's nothing to me. Because I'm living in the real world. I'm not going to be stuck always looking at these videos and on the phone. You know, these little TV boxes we carry everywhere is what I call them. You know, I barely even use my phone. I barely know how to use Google Maps. You know, it's sad. It's times I stop people. Hey, how you used to this? And they look at me, and I would laugh and say, "I'm a dinosaur. I'm sorry. This is all new to me." You know, and they're like, "Where'd you been under a rock?" Well, yeah, you could say so. Yes, you know, and I will literally admit it proudly. Yep, yeah, I was under a rock. You know, like, yeah, I don't hesitate. That's how blunt I am. To anyone, whether I know you or not, as blunt as I am right now is how I am to everyone. There's nothing different at all. You know, so it's just.
But you never.
Go ahead. That's good.
You never. Did you go? Did you ever spend time in jail in Tennessee?
No, absolutely not. No, never been arrested at all whatsoever in Tennessee. The only state I ever been arrested in for that one time was in New York City.
Right.
And
and just to be clear, you've never had any SO charges or anything.
No, never.
Okay, perfect. That's what else do we got? I see you.
You know, the way I was acting on the way I'm feeling now, I'm glad I'm actually talking to you.
Where was Summer's favorite place in the house?
The front room. The one when you first walk in. That was her favorite area because that's where all her movies were at. The majority of her dolls and toys, they were there too because she would go downstairs, bring them upstairs, play with them, leave them on the floor. But what typical kid doesn't do that? You know,
Exactly.
they leaving the toys all over the place, and you're constantly like, "Hey, pick that up.
Yep.
Put your toys away. Why are you leaving it around?" You know, I remember a few times with my own kids that would trip, fall, and bust my face because the toys are around, and I would look back like, "Really? Look," and they would be afraid because I would give them that look, you know, like I am about to whoop your butt. You know what I mean?
Have you
A
ever
few
stepped on a
times.
Lego at 2 a.m.?
Oh yes. Oh yes, yes, yeah. Oh no, one time I stepped. You know the little squishy balls that have the little antennas that stick out that when you squeeze it, it expands
Yeah.
on one side.
Uh-huh.
I blew up one of those on my foot, and it slit the bottom of my big toe.
Oh gosh.
Because it popped right there, and I was swearing in Spanish and every which way. I literally hit the floor holding my toe while it's bleeding, and I am swearing in Spanish. And my kids are like, "Sorry, Dad." And my daughter, that's why I say Summer was more like not exactly, but very, very much like my own daughter.
Mhm.
Because my daughter, when that happened, she ran into the kitchen, and what do you think she did? She grabbed peroxide, Band-Aids, and everything to fix me up.
Yeah.
And Summer, same way. Same exact way. Everyone got hurt. Around her, that is your doctor. Suck it up.
Yeah.
She ain't got the experience, but she gonna be your doctor.
It's funny.
Yeah, and
No.
gotta talk about her like that because that's the joy this young, beautiful soul has brought to my life. So much joy. You know, it's incredible how powerful she was. And that's why I said, you know, if she's gone, the world lost a very, very important person. Very important.
Of course. Did Summer and Candace have like a good mother-daughter relationship?
No, no. I know Summer loves her mom very much. You know, but
Mm-hmm.
affection from Candace to her. I mean, Candace did love her, you know. But once she started, you know, she wasn't as affectionate because she dived into her own memories, you know. And when Summer would come up and try to get attention from her mom, once she had liquor in her, her mother limited that attention to her. It was more focused on getting drunk than Summer.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, did you ever see Candace put alcohol or liquor in Summer's cups?
No. Oh, if I flipped on Dawn for taking a bath with her, you don't think I'm a flip on Candace for giving liquor? Oh, I would have lost it. I would have grabbed that cup and chucked it. Oh no! What the hell is that? No, she never did nothing like that.
Okay. Do you think that Candace could have possibly had? Do you think she could have been jealous of Summer and Dawn's relationship?
Yeah, I was telling you about that. Now looking at all these events and everything, and me catching up and experience what I did, yeah, I think she was. Because I'm telling you, when Donnie came home, the minute he opened the door, the first words out that man's mouth was, "Where's my baby girl?" And she's daddy. I mean, she screamed. And she screamed daddy, the word daddy. And she ran to him and literally jumped in the air into his arms. You know, Candace didn't even get a kiss until after Donnie went and said hi to all the other kids, you know? And then Candace is there calling Josie, and Josie, "Hi, Mom," and he just went right into the room and sat down to watch TV.
Okay. Did you live there when Allie had to call the cops on
Candace?
Candace for not letting her get the kids back or something like that?
Yes, that was another thing I heard y'all talking about. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Candace did not. Absolutely. As much as bad as this woman is, like I said, this is my character now. As bad as this woman is, let me tell you how that transpired. Candace never refused to give the kids to Allie. That is bullshit. Complete bullshit. Because I was there. Because when the cops told the kids they had to go with their mother, Hunter and True, and her other daughter were like, why? We want to stay here for the weekend. We don't want to go with mom. And the police officer said, you have to go with your mother. And I will never forget the looks on their faces, like if their hearts were ripped out. And True was crying, like, this isn't fair. It's not fair. She cried, but they had to go with their mom, because the cop was there. But
Why do you think they didn't want to go with their mom?
They just had fun. Like, literally, True and her sister mainly played with Summer. That was like the little baby sister, They just had fun.
Was Hunter there that day?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Hunter even was like, I don't want to go. Why? Why I gotta go? And he's like, Jose, go talk to her. I'm not getting in the middle of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what I told Hunter. I'm not getting in the middle of that. That's your mom.
Mm-hmm.
And me growing up, you listen to mom. I don't hear that. I'm sorry, buddy. I know you want to, but
What?
you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
You have to go. The cops are here. You have to go. Because it's only going to get worse.
Why do you think? Why do you think Andrew, is, said he knew where you was and had your?
Okay, with regarding the Allie and Candace incident, it's I do not know, and I should have asked this if Candace had threatened Allie that morning. He may have not have seen it. I don't know. But, that's what Allie says, that she was threatened that morning and she was scared to go up. As far as Jose, he says that, that the kids just wanted to stay there and they didn't want to go, so they finally went whenever I guess the cops was there. And you know how kids sometimes they want to stay at their friend's house longer or whatever, so that makes sense as far as like the kids, but as far as Candace allegedly threatening Allie, I do not know.
Your phone number and was speaking with you?
I don't know. And that's, that hurts because me and Andrew were friends for a long time, I never met his brothers, any of his siblings. It was just Andrew mainly I knew. And I just don't get it. We've been to the beach together with our children. We've had barbecues together with our children. Yeah, we drank together, chilled to the movies together. The typical guy shit you do, And I just don't understand, why would he lie like that? Like, why would you go? Are you trying to get attention or something like that? And then you go on the stream and you're like, oh, look, I got his number. You call and it rings. But then you're like, oh no, And then when my voice started, he was scared because he knew that when everyone found me, I was gonna call him on his bullshit, and everyone was gonna see that he was the liar, and I was the one telling the truth. So now his
Who?
credit is shot. His credibility is done for now. Because I don't, and then what he goes and says, well, I heard it from someone else, but yet you didn't say that from the beginning, did you? No, you had everyone assuming you had direct contact with me, when in fact you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Who is Jeff?
Okay, I do want to make a remark when it comes to Andrew. The other day after the first interview with Jose came out, the next morning I went into Andrew's room, and Andrew, he had stated all this time that he had been in contact with Jose. That, from what Jose says, is not the truth. I do believe Jose on this, because that morning he pretended like he was calling Jose and the phone rang and there was no answer. And I knew that he did not have Jose's phone number. So that made me question, why did Andrew say that he knew, where Jose was? He had been in contact with him, had his phone number. Why? Why the question around that? I can't
Yeah,
answer. Go ahead. I see you.
I don't think anyone can answer it.
Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, every time you ask or every time you approach the situation, it's different.
Yeah. That's true. That's true. So I don't know why Andrew did that, but it's still a question that would, I would like to have answered.
Jeff is a friend of ours.
Excuse me.
He's a friend of mine and Andrew's. He also went down to Tennessee with us.
Who all went down with you in Tennessee?
That's another thing, Justin. That the lady from the other channel wanted to know when they were saying this whole bunch of guys came down there. It wasn't. It was me. It was Andrew. It was Jeff. Plus their women, both of their women. Jeff had his woman, and Andrew had his woman.
Mm-hmm.
And each of them had children. I think Andrew had his 3. I think it was his 3. And then Jeff had his girlfriend's 3 children. So that's 6 kids. And then we had 2 other people that went with us, which were Jeff's friends, because he worked with one of them and they were helping us as well. And they wasn't going down there to stay down there. They were just going to make sure we got down there safely, because they were heading back, because they were the ones who actually rented the truck for us to pack everything in.
Okay. How many how many vehicles did you guys take?
The 2 vehicles in the truck.
Okay.
Wait, is it 2 vehicles? No, it was just the minivan and the truck.
Gotcha. Okay. Okay. Anything else I see you?
Did you know that Candace wanted to move when you were there? Did you know that she lists the property?
Yeah.
Okay, so where is my? So there was how many did he say? It was him. I see you. Him, Jeff, Andrew, both of their women. Each of them had 3 kids, so that's 6 kids, and then there was 2 of, I don't even remember, someone else's friends. So it's 13 people. 13 people in a van and a U-Haul truck. That's a lot of people. Who's credibility incredible. They were going down because allegedly they had a house that they were moving into. Allegedly, the house was not ready, and they turned around and went home the same day because they said the race was going on and that they could not find any hotels, and if there was hotels available, they were outrageous in price. My question is, don't you always, like, before you move, check and see if the house is ready? Right? Am I wrong?
You know, you would think so. That's what most people do.
I don't understand that. It's like, before I move 12 hours away, pack up a U-Haul, all these people and kids, I want to make sure, like, my house is ready. You're going to call whoever owns the house or you're renting the house from, you
Right.
know,
Well,
and
um,
well, even if, why didn't they? Okay, so they didn't wait. Why didn't they pack up later on and move back down? I mean, I don't know. I can't answer that. But
no, it doesn't make sense. And, there's been 2 stories about that as well. The house wasn't ready. And then the last one I heard is they sold the house out from under them before they got there.
it just seems strange, and it seems very strange to go just turn around and go another 12 hours back. It's just strange. Like, I would just have to sleep in the back of the truck on the sofa that's back there or whatever. I'm sorry, but, like,
And all the kids, I mean, it doesn't make sense. You can't travel like that with kids. You just can't.
yeah,
Like all the way down here and all the way back.
yeah,
I don't know anybody who's ever done that with 6 kids.
no, yeah, 6 kids, yes,
No, thank you.
yes. It does not make sense for you to rent allegedly a U-Haul truck and to have all those people and just spin back around another 12 hours. I mean, I get it. Rooms are high, but dang, I don't know.
I don't know either. I can't figure it out.
I just have a lot of questions there.
A lot.
I was there when she listed the property. That's what I distinctly.
Okay, this is when Candace was selling the property, when she listed it, whenever Don was in out of state with one of his is with, I think, the oldest.
Remembered because Candace and her mom, Grandis, were talking about it. And Grandis kept telling Candace, sell it. He's gone. He abandoned you. Automatically all this becomes yours. Just sell it. Let's move into Kingsport, get a house, and we stay together. That's what Grandis kept telling Candace. And then Candace said, you know what? Yeah, why not? And she did it. And after she did it, Dawn called on the phone. And holy hell broke loose.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
How do you think Don would pay for a Subaru car like that?
I have no. Well, then again, he does make pretty good freaking money.
Right.
Like, he don't make no $500-600 a week drywalling.
Right.
That ain't happening. He's making well over 1,000, maybe more every single week.
Mm-hmm.
So it would not be too hard for him to make up enough money to get the Subaru. But to buy it out, that would be questionable.
Yeah.
Now, if he had enough money to put the down payment and make payments, then hell yeah, he's well capable of doing that, even with his drug and alcohol habit he had. He would have the funds to do it. But if it's proven that car is already fully bought out, I would question where the hell you got all that money from.
Yeah.
That for sure I would question.
I mean, do you have any idea why she was selling the property?
Excuse me?
She was selling the property because Don, she didn't think Don was coming back, and Grandis and
Exactly.
Candace wanted to move to Kingsport.
Oh, yeah. Right.
But all I did was speak my experiences to the best of my ability and to my knowledge.
Right.
That's the best I can do. But
Yeah.
the one thing I know for sure that I'm glad that I did for everyone is I wanted you to see Half Pint through my eyes.
Yeah.
I wanted you to see her through me.
That's been very
You know,
helpful
because
for a lot of us creators.
that if I miss the time or something like that, or all I'm saying is that from my memory, I remember how hot it was in that race that was going on within that time. But I know for sure, I was there a full month before Dawn entered the home. That's guaranteed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there almost that full month before the big fight that me and him got into.
Right.
So that guaranteed is the 2 months. So I'm definitely thinking real hard, and I'm telling you, I can feel that it was much sooner, much longer than those 2 months. I'm believing it maybe 3 months, but
It
I'm
seems like
trying
the end of August
I'm
to the mid of
remember,
October.
during those times, I'm not keeping track of days, you know?
Right.
I'm really not.
Well, nobody is,
Um,
I mean, you're not expecting something like this is going to happen. I mean,
Yes.
I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was like I said, if I'm off, by any I apologize to everyone.
Mhm.
I really do. But who could be exact on everything? You just can't. I'm going off memories that are 2 years old right now.
Mhm.
And like I said, I'm absorbing all the new information and everything like that. So I'm trying to decipher anything that you guys already done figured out, showed, spoke, discussed about, and these are the videos I'm going through right now. I'm going back these 9 months. You guys are already into your 9th month. I'm backtracking.
Right.
And more I'm starting to learn and learn and learn and learn. And plus whatever new is starting to come out about me too. I'm just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Because I really want to know, what did Don say, what did Candace say, what did Grandis say,
Mhm.
and the Madonna interviews I've been looking at as well. I must have seen those 2-3 times each one, just listening to what they were saying and stuff like that. Yeah, and I'm doing this now. Like I said, I only got 1 week into this. 1 week. What is it right now? Friday?
Right.
When do we speak? Monday, was it? When I
Sunday
contacted you guys?
Sunday or Monday. I can't remember.
No, it was Sunday because I
It
was
was-
watching McDonough when you called. Or
Yeah.
when,
Okay, so
yeah.
look, Sunday I contacted you. And then the Monday when we spoke on the phone,
So 5 days.
when you sent me that McDonough video. So from
Mhm.
that day, from that Monday to today, I've been just watching videos, literally trying to catch up. And I'm pretty sure I'm nowhere scratched the surface yet. I'm pretty sure there's a hell of a lot more I've still got to look back into,
Mhm.
And it's funny
Mhm.
because I'm starting to look back. And I done told you when I was there, my experiences, and I'm going back and looking at this, and I'm like, wow, I just proved that wrong. I just proved that wrong too. I'm like, wow, such liars. Like, what the hell? I'm like, why you
respectfully, I think Jose has given us a lot of clarity, especially into summer. But I also think, his timeline has not been as far as stellar when it comes to uh, the how long he was there. But we'll talk more.
The story keeps changing. You know, why are you saying things about summer? Like that's not summer. What the hell's wrong with you? Like I take offense to that. When you talk about summer in a bad way, I ain't hearing that. Don't talk about half pint like that around me. I don't think so. That little girl means everything to me, and I'm gonna defend that girl too, man. And it's sad. You don't even remember her birthday? Like, come on now, really?
Yeah.
As dad, when my daughter was born, oh my God, I was tears and everything when my little girl was born, and I remember everything from when she first
No.
came out until now. Yeah, so for him to not remember her birthday, that's very sad.
How do you not remember your
know?
daughter's birthday?
Not remembering that's sad. Very, very sad. But it comes to show you how delusional this man really is.
So again, that's another thing. People talks about people's memories as far as even Jose and stuff, but Don couldn't even remember his daughter's birthday, which seemed to be his favorite child, if you will. So, it's like there's just so much mess in this case. It's just so much.
Yes.
Yes,
You can't.
Right.
What you said True hung out there a little bit. What kind of relationship did y'all have? Like, did y'all get along?
Who's that?
Tell me.
True.
True.
Oh, True? She's a sweetheart. I flat ironed her hair.
You flat ironed her hair.
Yes, I did.
That's
Because I
awesome.
used to do my daughter's hair. The movie. I remember the day I made the empanadas for them. True was like, you know how to make that? And I'm like, yes. And she's like, please, 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 please. And then she looked at Allie and she's like, Mommy, baby, please go back to stuff. He said he'll make it. Please, Mom, please. And Allie was with Brandis and Candace and Summer, and they bought all the stuff I needed to make the empanadas. And
Right.
Hunter wanted to learn. And I'm like, yo, come over here. And I was showing him how I was making it. And he was making fun of his mom because he's like, Mom, look, you didn't make it nowhere near like that. Yours look like this. And they were making fun of the way she made it. And we were all laughing about it.
Huh.
And that's why I said, I'm teaching them my culture.
Right.
That's all I was doing.
Okay. Anything else I see you?
Did Allie live there the whole time you did?
No.
Okay.
I think almost no.
Yeah.
Okay.
After I was there, that's when they got into that big blowout that Allie wound up leaving and wanted her kids.
Well, okay.
When I heard that she said that Allie said that she kicked me out and I wound up being with Candace. That's not true. I came to New York down there. I never lived in Allie's house at all, ever.
Right.
So said that she kicked me out from her house, that is a lie, complete lie.
Did
Allie's at all. I visited her home with her grandmother and great grandmother. I visited there. I ate chicken there, pizzas, things. And at that time that we went there, it was Candace, Summer, Wayland, and Wyatt as well. We were there too. and we were going to town, and we just stopped and go and visit all of them.
Did you live there when they went to Wisconsin?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Uh, did you ever see any messages or text or anything like that on anyone's phones? I'm talking about the adults, like Candace, Grandis, Dawn.
No, nope, no. I see. They showed me pictures of this. That's why I said, where the hell are those phones at? The shaving cream incidences. They had pictures of what the house was like with the double dressers on top of each other, with the sheet over it that made the wall to the bathroom. Clear. They could prove without a shadow of a doubt my description of the way that house was 100% accurate.
Oh,
You know,
yeah. Nobody's questioned that at all.
You would see the beds on the floor, the blue couch I specifically mentioned in front of the door. They took a picture of Waylon, and that was the night that Waylon got the shaving cream in his eyes that he cried. They took a picture of him laying on that blue couch with the shaving cream on him, and the door was in the background of that picture. You know, and the couch as well. So you can tell that the couch is real. The couch really existed. It was
Did they
really
put the door there for the kids or just for because it couldn't go anywhere else?
What door?
Did they put the couch there so the kids couldn't go out, or because it was just
Yeah, that's why. No, that was why it was there, because they didn't want none of the kids to get out.
okay. I mean,
Was there?
Candace, excuse me. Candace wanted the kids to just go out through the main door. She didn't want them going out through that side door.
why?
Because she kept arguing with them. The doors, the lock's broken. You can't mess with the door. Leave the damn couch there. Because the boys, Waylon and Wyatt, they were monkey around on the couch, playing WWE wrestling on the freaking couch, and the couch would slide and move out of the way. And Candace would come down. You're moving the damn couch. I want it here. And she would like push it over the way, and they're like, "Yes, Mom,"
Mm-hmm.
And she will always say, "Your sister can get out." She could walk out, and that lock's messed up. And that's what the thing in that.
Most people, if they, you don't want your kids to get out, you just fix the lock. You know what I mean? You don't.
Exactly. Donnie wasn't there, and they didn't have the money. Well, they did get money, and believe it or not, all they had to do was buy it, and I would have replaced it myself because I know how to do that.
Right.
Yeah.
I would have done it clearly. I would definitely have done it. If she would have said, "Jose, did you change that lock pin?" I would have been like, "Hell yeah."
Why was the lock broke?
One of the kids were messing outside with a key in it, and I guess the key damaged the hole, so the key wouldn't work anymore in it, and then it messed up the lock on the inside. So the doorknobs that have the lock switch on it, that's what it was. They didn't even have a deadbolt on it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Was there ever a time when you come home, when y'all got home, and like somebody was already there waiting on you?
No.
Like a friend
not.
or anything to get home?
Nope.
Tell me about Billy that lived in the shed sometimes.
Allie, what?
About Billy that lived in the shed sometimes. There was an old man.
I think that's the guy that I'm getting confused with, that Sherbet guy. The one that wanted to buy the property so he could live on the land. I think that's the Billy guy because I know how he looks. I keep telling you, he had long white hair. His beard was long, and
Did he have a
had
crush on Grandma?
Yeah, he did. They got a picture of them two kissing.
Oh,
Yeah, I saw that picture because Candace showed it to me, and I was laughing, and they were making fun of her. And Grandis will always say, "I regret ever kissing that man." Yep.
okay.
And that's what I'm thinking. I'm confusing with that Gervais guy.
Okay.
Did Billy live around there too?
Excuse me?
Did Billy live around there?
Not. I don't know. That I wasn't sure. I only met him maybe once or twice, but that was it. And I really didn't have full blown conversations with him. It was mainly Candace and Ali and Hunter and them that spoke with him. And they would talk, and I would hear them talk about stories about that guy. You know, they said one time the cops were looking for him, and he ran into that house full of mud. You know, I think something about that. He got away from a DUI or something like that. You know,
Mhm.
Candace sent him away so the cops wouldn't find him. But the cops never went to the house looking for him there. But that's where he hid so he wouldn't be found. I remember that story they were talking about. But personally engaging with him in conversation like we are, no, not in that sense. Excuse me. No, not in that sense at all.
Okay. Jose, do you have any other words you want to speak about?
I just want to tell everyone now you see that I am the real Jose. Thank you for listening to me and thank you for allowing me to say my side of the story. And thank you for remembering Half Pint. You know, Summer, thank you so much. That means a lot to me. If it doesn't mean anything to her parents, but to me it means a lot, a lot, a lot. You
I
know,
think she means a lot to a lot of people.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
You know, that's why we're here for Summer, and that's it.
You know, to me, that girl is will forever be part of my life, forever. Always, I will never forget her, ever, ever. Even though I could have did something and I did it, and it weighs heavy, and I regret it. But I remember more good than that bad with her,
Yeah.
and that's what I want to keep remembering. It's just the good times with her.
Yes. So, Jose, if again, I know you said you reached out to the law enforcement. If they need to speak with you again, they do have your information, correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, anything else, guys?
And I hope that they better have it because I know I've called them already to speak to them again, especially after I did that interview with you that I saw the video right on this live. They wouldn't even have to subpoena me. Pick
Yeah.
up the phone and call me if you need me to take the stand because I guarantee you the looks on the faces of Candace and Dawn when I'm walking through, they already, I ain't racist, but they already white. They're going to be pale when I start walking in through that door because they know I'm just going to let it all out right in front of them. And this time, Donnie will be in shackles. He won't be able to lunge himself at me. He won't be able to try to intimidate anybody with a belt or anything. He's actually going to see the alpha that stood up for everyone, and he's in court standing up to you again. And I ain't going to hold nothing back at all. You know, I'm just going to lay the truth out to the best of my memory and my ability because you are no longer gonna hurt people anymore. You done did it to people before your wife. You did it while you was with your wife, and I'm pretty sure if they let him back out again, he would do it again. You know, and this is why I was pleading to Candace. You know, speak out if you know anything. This is your chance to put the demon where he belongs,
Yeah.
and whether
Well, thank you, Jose, so much.
Thank you so
I
much. Yes.
appreciate it.
no problem.
We will definitely be in touch. And
Yeah, with my situation right now, you know, you already know what I'm gonna try to go figure out what you do right now. So
right.
Yeah.
Well, let us know. Okay. Well, keep us posted. Let us know how things go this evening. Okay.
Yeah.
okay.
All right. Thanks, Jose.
All right.
Okay. Be safe.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, guys. I see you.
Yes.
All right. So, hold on. I have a frog in my throat. So it was an interesting interview, I think. You know, we did talk about the timeline, and you know, Jose has said multiple things as far as when he was there. He definitely could not have been there 6 months. Do you agree? I see you.
I agree. Yes.
But I do want to show what not only Jose has said, but other people about this case regarding this have also said. So let me pull something up. All right. So in different interviews, Allie and Andrew and everything has said the following things. Allie has said last of September to 1st of October. She has also stated they were supposed to move down in August, but didn't until September, race weekend. Allie has also said Andrew was there in late August because her and Candace stopped talking. When her and Candace stopped talking, the race didn't happen when it was supposed to. It was postponed. Allie also said usually the big race is in early August after the kids go back to school. Bristol City does not have school because of the race. And Andrew says, I can't remember when we went down there. So those are just different.
I mean, we've tried to bring the facts. And I mean, we're just left with you can't make it make sense. So just tell what each person said. I mean, that's the only thing I know to do.
That's really it. There was allegedly, I think, I don't know if it was it Andrew ICU that put up a receipt for, was it Ian?
It was his brother, Jeff.
His brother Jeff.
Yes.
So do you know what date that was?
Yes. The receipt indicates the U-Haul is for use September 16th and 17th. Jeff stated they left the morning of the 18th, which the U-Haul would have been returned by then.
Right. So there's another inconsistency we have.
Yes, it is.
I mean, everybody in this case, like everybody, has stated inconsistencies, you know, maybe allegedly lies, and so on and so forth. It's just been everybody. Um, I think the maximum time Jose was there would be 3 months at the very max.
At the most, yes.
I would say he was there a month before dawn, a month after dawn. Would that be right?
That sounds about right, yes.
He said that he stayed approximately, what do you say? I don't know, like 5 to 10 days. Was it 5 days or so? I can't. There's so many.
Or 2 weeks. I mean, it
After
was 2 weeks. I don't.
after him and Don got in that, because he said he wanted to get paid from his job, and then he had. Hold on, let me see this comment. So Andrew can't remember, but Jose is meant to have to recall. Well, I mean, it's, I mean, I get people, because we need dates as true crime, on YouTube. That's how we, check things. And that's also how you can, if you're credible or not. I mean, in my opinion, I would think that a month at the Wells house would seem like an eternity. But that's
I'm sure.
but that's just me. But the only way we get to the truth in this community is if we don't have a narrative, we're not trying to protect somebody, and we speak the truth, whether it hurts or not. And sadly, a lot of people, not a lot, a few people haven't done that.
No.
So, it's just one of those things. I don't know how long he was there. I have a lot of questions with that U-Haul, with that trip going down, and with them coming back. I have could they have been doing something nefarious? It's possible. It's possible. I don't know. I'm not accusing anybody, but with the dates that I see you just mentioned, the U-Haul would have had to have been returned. Now, it is possible they could have kept it over and paid. That's possible too.
Yes, but they should have also showed that receipt.
Oh, absolutely. That's true. Thank you, Shannon.
The truth does not change.
It
And
never
did you think, did he honestly think we wouldn't check it out? We wouldn't zoom in on that receipt?
He's got another thing coming.
Another thing.
Yeah. So, and that's true. It would say there would be an additional day, additional charge, or, Jody, that I can promise you that he was there more than 2 weeks. That I can.
Definitely.
Yeah. Plant Diva. Look at all the states. Some of the states involved, shaking my head. That's the dang truth.
Oh my.
Races at Kingport Racecourse a lot in July and August. It still looks at the Jose says He said everything that he told us, he had told the authorities. I don't doubt him on that, because unless it would be a complete moron to change your story on something else when they've asked you something, so Dr. Lena, beautiful work, Justin, and I see you. What was the true goal of the trip south when return? I agree, Dr. Latina. Wholeheartedly agree. Michelle Bernard. No one in this case is very good with time. Very, very true, Michelle. I don't know if they can even tell it, to be honest.
I mean, and they have a device in their hand.
Of
if
course.
you're looking at a phone, you know what time it is.
Listen, I have an Android, right? It tells me how many miles in a month that I drive, how many hours, and the stops that I have been to, and how long I was at the stops.
Yes.
In case I am murdered, because I watch too much,
But, I know, right?
Yeah, but it's like, are you hiding something? Do you just not know, or what? I find something very suspicious. We have been down to Tennessee before, and people, yeah, and that's right, Scott. ICU, a device or 2 or 3. Absolutely.
Exactly. Yeah.
And people have told us that this case is much bigger. Whatever that means, I don't know. And I'm not going to pretend that I know. The NASCAR race ran from September 19th in 2020. Thank you, Christy.
And that's another thing. If they left on the 18th, Jeff said it took them 2 days to drive 11 and a half hours. Okay. If they left on the 18th, the race was on the 19th, but 2 days would put them there on the 20th. That doesn't even make sense.
But didn't Jose said, I think you asked him if I was correct. I see you. Maybe I'm not. He said it didn't take them 2 days to get down there, right?
You're exactly right.
So there you have it. It's just another exactly, Katrina. Ben Hill is the Bermuda Triangle. It really is.
Yeah.
It really is. Nana Kim, they do have events. Again, but it still doesn't change the U-Haul dates. It still doesn't change one of them saying it takes 2 days, another one of them saying it took 1 day. Why is the story breaking up? There is no need for anything to break up. It should all be consistent.
Right. If you step outside of the script, the story is different from everybody.
Thank you. Jose's credibility is shot, in my opinion. I would say, listen, I believe Jose for the most part, as far as things that went on in the house and stuff. I tend to believe him because you can corroborate them with what so many other people have said.
Right.
So many, with Dawn taking the bath and everything else. And things that we have suspected maybe there. I mean, I think in a few cases there are inconsistencies, to say the least, or he's just not telling them the way he wants to. I don't know, but
I mean, I can understand, like during COVID and when we went on lockdown, time didn't really matter. But you're traveling. I mean, Like if I'm sitting at home, yes, I can lose a day or two, but not while I'm out.
Yeah.
You know, being busy, the dates everywhere, the times everywhere. You know, I mean, look up at the sign and tell me what time it is. I don't get it.
MMK, thank you. Is it possible to get employment verification dates, Jose, working while in Tennessee? I am working on that. I'm going to try. I'm trying with that. I'll just say that. I did not watch Plunder's last video, Lupus. I'm sorry, but I will watch her. I love Plunder. She is another excellent creator in the true crime on YouTube. Just amazing. Keeps the facts. How did the 13 fit in 2 vehicles? Very good question. There was a minivan, right? ICU.
Right.
And then the U-Haul truck. How many does a
But he,
minivan fit?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe, including the driver. But Jeff did say there was another vehicle traveling with them just to make sure they made it okay.
Was that the
That
two
also
friends?
was that what? I'm sorry.
Did sorry, I was reading a comment. Did what did they say? You said, was that the 2 friends with the extra vehicle?
Yes.
Okay. But you know, Jose, when we asked him in this interview here, he said 3, and then he said no, 2. So another inconsistency between the 2. I don't know. Again, I don't know why Andrew stated all of this time that he knew where Jose was, that he had talked to him, and that the morning after the first interview that I did, he was live. He was on his phone. He said, "Yeah, call him up," and he put on speakerphone. He let the phone ring. It just rang and rang. There was not a voice mail or anything that came on. And then he just said, put the phone down. He's like, well, he's not answering. I don't understand why he even did that.
Well, I mean, the first thing I was told.
1 second. Chasing Truth. Thank you, Chasing Truth. Details seem more important to us than anyone involved in the case. We've thought of her daily, yet Jose knew in June just like us. And Jose knew in June just like us and knew her. I agree. I agree. Thank you very much. All right. Summer like to twirl, or a more complete picture of half pint. We got from Jose, easy choice for me. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anybody can say that Jose was the best at describing Summer in specifically. I mean, I think so, and I think that's what I've heard, for sure. I know that. I mean, I know that Jose is having a hard time with this. You know, I knew that I think I know that he knew that when the FBI came to him 6 days after she went missing, that she knew she was missing, but you know, I don't think he knew the gravity of this, and there is a lot of guilt. There is a lot of guilt.
Yes, and I know what I was going to say. Also, Andrew told me the first couple of times I asked him, he said Jose did not know Summer was missing. Didn't know anything about it. Because I remember being upset of like, how can he not know? Did they not talk to him?
Hmm.
So there,
Interesting.
another one.
I mean, Jose, he, to his credit, um, he has said that, listen, if they need to talk to me, I'm here. They've got my number. Um, but everybody, nobody that we have talked to in this case in 9 months has had every single thing check out. Nobody.
That's crazy to me. It's just crazy.
Yes. Was everybody involved in something, maybe to not Summer's disappearance, but was everybody involved into something that they shouldn't have been? Is it possible? Is it probable?
It has to be that because the truth does not change.
It doesn't. Absolutely, Heather. I don't think anybody is discrediting. Jose has never been in rehab. He's never had any SA allegations. He does not have any aliases. That is 0% true. He's no, none of that. Anything that you have heard regarding anything of that is untrue to the best of my ability, and there is no public record on anything of that whatsoever.
Nothing.
Nothing. Trust me. I have
Nothing.
searched. We have searched to the depths of humanity, and there is.
Right.
It's just not there. Now there is a Jose Romas, whatever, in Tennessee, and he does have a lot of that allegedly stuff against him. Correct, ICU?
There's lots of Jose Romans.
Yeah, I mean, there's
And
lots. But I'm
you,
saying that the one everybody's been talking about, that it was Jose and stuff. So,
the one in,
to move
well,
on.
I don't know, Justin. Yeah. I encourage people to take the picture that, of his face that we showed you today and try to match it up. If you match it up, please let me know. Because I've tried and it's just not there. He's not an RSO.
No, he's not. Candace Bly, we are begging you to tell us what happened to our baby girl Summer Moon Utah Wells on June 15th, 2021. Amen. Thank you, Mama Lioness. Thank you, Mindy S. And thank you thank you, Titanium. Appreciate you, hun. And there may have been another one, but it's just not there. Yeah, Mountain Girl, if you would like to come up first, you're welcome to. You do have to show your face. Yes, they did come with a lot of kids. Jose has said that the last time he saw Andrew, in his opinion, Andrew has aged significantly and lost at least 50 pounds. He said that's not the Andrew that I knew. Thank you, Sandra Lee. Appreciate you, hun. Thank you so much. Could it be snuff movie? What's that? Right?
Uh-huh.
Yes. Mountain Girl. I dropped the link. Okay, there we go. Hey, Mountain Girl, can you just show your face, please? I didn't see it. Sorry. Can you just turn your camera on for 2 seconds? Send something I'll keep relatively. Yeah, one of the mods will drop the link. Mountain Girl, I just need you to show your face. With all the YouTube creators talking about Candace Bly and displaying in all your problems, and I'm wondering if any of you will be willing to put up a fund and offer her rehab, or anybody done that for her. Yes, rehab has been offered to her, and Doug offered, he found a place to find them rehab. It was allegedly $300,000, and according to Doug, that they would not accept. But you know, Candace is broken right now. Hey, Mountain Girl.
Hey, sorry, you caught me at a hot mess time.
That's okay. Sorry. All right. So what's up?
Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about this whole trip thing that took place, about how everybody came to the area. I think you guys made some really good, valid points there. I find it to be just a little iffish and concerning, because when you are traveling with a group of children and you have a U-Haul and you have a minivan.
Please drop Mountain Girl's link in chat, please. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
So if that, and here's the thing, if you pack up and you're moving your children and stuff, you know, I personally would make sure that everything was lined up. So did they pay a deposit if they were going to be renting a place? I mean, do they have documentation of that? Has the location of this, you know, allegedly property exist? And is there knowledge of where that is located? And most importantly, they drove all the way there from the state of New York, allegedly. So that's going to be a very tiring trip. Children are going to be exhausted. So typically, it doesn't matter how much or how outrageous a hotel room is. You're clearly just going to pay it instead of doing a 180 trip all the way back to the state of New York with a bunch of tired and cranky children, I would think.
I agree.
100%. I agree.
And, you know, I think I'm assuming it was Andrew who would be renting the place, right? Because, I mean, he has the connection to Tennessee.
So here's the bigger question. What was the purpose for this transitioning for two couples to be moving, allegedly? And do we have, you know, any kind of confirmation if these children that, you know, belong to these other couples, if they were already you know, enrolled for school there in the area? And what about jobs? I mean, when you relocate, you don't just pick up and move to an area without some sort of, you know, foundation or, you know, employment lined up. So what kind of jobs did they have lined up to make a move?
Right.
Very good question.
Very good question. And I know Andrew doesn't drive. And he says every time he wants to come down to Tennessee, for obvious reasons, it costs him $1,000 to have someone to it cost him $1,000 to someone to bring him down. Nurse Renee, sorry. Do you think that they all went to Tennessee to move on the property as Candace was supposed to move to Utah and then change their mind? You know something that's. What do y'all think?
Well, that's very interesting because here's the other interesting piece that I have, like many of you guys probably have wondered, was we had heard, and this is not allegedly, this is out of the father's mouth. He had stated that he drove like record-breaking numbers to get the hell back to the state of Tennessee when he was out of town. So is it for what reason? Because he clearly, allegedly, had spoken to the roommate, that was there staying, and clearly that gentleman was still there, according to them, whenever the fight had broke out. So it doesn't appear to me like that it was hey, I'm rushing home to kick somebody out of my home. So it makes you wonder, like, well, okay, what was actually taking place? I just think that the whole situation of multiple people, couples and children and stuff coming to the area that quickly and then turning right around and beelining it back out of state. But here's the other question. Why would Jose not turn around and go back with the people he came with? You see what I mean?
Yes, I do. Go ahead. I see you.
That's the only question I can answer. Why Jose stayed? He was going through a divorce and just needed a change of environment.
Yes.
And I think he knew it was temporary because he said he was waiting on his work orders.
Yeah.
And as soon as he received his work orders, that's when Grandis took him to South Carolina.
Yeah. So, that part we do know, his divorce was very contentious.
Okay, so my other question here is when we watched the interview room there at the swim hole with the mother, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but I could have swore that she was confused by what the individual's name was. I think that she had referred to him as, what's his name, the Mexican guy or the Mexican dude or something. But I almost thought that I recalled Chris asking her if she had heard from him anymore or spoken to him, and I thought that she had stated she had not. So allegedly, he's stating that he made contact with her about the car. So how would he have figured out that she had even gotten a car? Were they Facebook friends or?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
When he had went to South Carolina, Candace had gotten the car shortly after that, I guess, and that is when she saw it on Facebook that Don got her a new car, and he said, "Oh, I thought you were, ditching him or something like that." And that's when I think I played that did we play that interview where he said, when he mentioned this, and Jose says that she allegedly said, but I love Donnie, and he used, like that. So
right. But I think my bigger question was, though, is if that actually could be confirmed, because if that was possibly through social media platform, if they're able to pinpoint that, which I'm sure, they have all these, records and stuff like that. But if that is allegedly true, then that would confirm that that was indeed a lie, because, I just think that a lot of people are very confused by the fact that somebody is able to forget a person's name that, interacted and engaged with, your children, your home. I don't think that that would just be something so easily to forget, in my opinion.
that is true. I would think so too. But I could also give Candace the benefit of the doubt of all the stuff that was going through her head at the time, stress can make you forget names and stuff.
That's true.
So,
And probably also even with doing the interview and being on the spot too. I mean, I get it. It is so much easier for us to, have a theory or something, but, just basically kind of thinking out loud a little.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I just want to know more about the house, about it may have absolutely nothing to do with anything, but it could as well. Like I forget who sent that just a moment ago. Said, could there have been something along the works of Andrew even purchasing, renting to own or renting the home or anything? And then when Dawn found out, that she was, going to rent it, going to sell it or whatever, is that when they just turned around and went back? Or, was there another house? Does anybody in chat know of any house the house that they were talking about? And even where it was? Because have you, Mountain Girl, have you, or ICU, have you guys heard of any, like the exact house where it's supposed to be?
Nothing.
Nothing. No.
And like I said, I know everybody thinks differently, but if I'm going to bring my ass all the way from, another state, especially with children, and be packed in like sardines, which clearly is what it kind of sounds like. A van can only fit so many people, and a U-Haul, that only fits 3 people, not unless they, had people in the back of the U-Haul, or did they have furniture in the back of the U-Haul?
Good question.
Very good question.
Maybe they didn't. They may have not had anything in the back of the U-Haul. Maybe just people.
But why would they move here without all their things?
Well, that was if they weren't moving.
If they weren't moving, right.
Yeah, which, we don't have anything necessarily to discount that they weren't moving, other than, they said they were moving, but
So where did they go back to then? Because here's the thing.
Exactly.
If they came there to move and they brought the U-Haul to move, then that would clearly be packed with their items and, their children's items. So they were planning to stay. So if they turned around and beelined it back to the other state that they came from, where did they go? Because they brought all their stuff to move there. So, you know what I mean?
Right. No, I get
Mhm.
it. Like I said, before I pack my house up, turn my key in, because I allegedly, I think they were renting, if I'm correct. Turn my key in, I'm going to make sure my house is available 12 hours away. I'm not just going to be like, oh, yeah, sorry, my house isn't ready. Let's just turn around and go home. You don't have a home. You turn your key in, right?
Right. I have that question myself, but I'm not talking to Andrew. If he wants to answer that, he can.
Being in investment properties and stuff, I can tell you that if somebody was reaching out to rent a property, what typically takes place is the owner of the establishment that the potential renter wants to rent is going to reach out to whoever they've been paying rent to prior to wanting to move. Like, we want clarification. We want to, hear that the person has the funds and has, been a respectful tenant and can, pay the monthly expenses. So that's where I guess I kind of linger and go back and forth here and question, like, okay, well, did those things take place? So it does kind of make you wonder, okay, where was this designated spot that they were supposed to be calling home? And was it supposed to be one family
Mhm.
or both couples? Do we know that?
Rhonda, it's I mean, we all should care because this could be something that I mean, it's 1,000% it may not be. I'm not saying that, but you never know where you might snag something. You know what I mean? And things start falling apart. I'm not saying that's the case. I'm saying all we're saying here is it's strange. I think
Well, we're not, I don't think any of us think that we're smarter than anybody else in here. We have a beautiful community here with a lot of creators that are very smart. And rather any of us like each other or don't like each other, we're all here for one reason, and we can all definitely agree that we care deeply about the missing child. So I think everything is relevant. And the reason why it is important to go over every little detail is because it's almost like a fish line. If you find a little snag in it, that snag happened for a reason.
yes.
And until you straighten out that snag, the line will not be perfect. Okay. So if there is inconsistencies in, many directions, then they're inconsistencies for a reason. And that's what you have to get to the bottom line with.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Kristen Cure says Candace could not sell the property. It was not in her name. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't think it was in her name actually. But
with them being married, though, at some point in time, could they have transferred that deed into both of their names, possibly?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It's, you never know about these folks. You just don't know.
I'm also curious, though. So when the child, had went missing, we know that, Allie was contacted and, church members were contacted. I'm just trying to figure out like why nobody at all in that circle like reached out to, do we know if anyone tried to reach out to this Jose guy and try to, track him down?
Did who try to reach out?
Did the family or Allie or, Allie's ex-husband or anybody try to reach out to him?
Nope. Nope. Sorry, you're getting a little bit of echo. Not that I'm aware of.
And you guys may not be able to answer this, but, and respectfully, that's okay. But if you're not able to, but do we know what Jose was referring to in the first interview that you guys did the live when he had indicated that if Andrew knew where he was, that Andrew would be scared? I just thought that was like,
Yeah.
what?
I understand what you're saying. I don't know per se, but I'm going to ask him that. You can bet. Did you ICU?
No.
What?
Could you repeat the question?
So we had heard in the first live interview that took place that Jose did with you guys, he had stated that if Andrew knew where he was at, that Andrew would be very scared. And I was just curious, if you guys knew or could, extend into that answer as to what he was referring to.
I do not know, but I will try to find out.
And then the $1 million question is the whole phone thing. I don't know if you guys know or you can speak on it, but I think that's like what everybody.
I swear to God, that damn.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, ICU.
No, I didn't. I was just No, go ahead.
Uh, he, I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, he had it up to a point, and then when he went to work, or I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. He I know he threw it in the water when he didn't have, like, when he kind of went, I don't like to say this because it's a very personal thing, even for Jose, but he was in a time of self-harm. Do you get what I mean?
Gotcha. Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
And he had a break after his, it was a downward spiral after sorry, someone tried to it's coming up on panel. The that was just for Michelle After Dark or Chasing Truth.
So basically, that could have actually meant, like, hey, he is going through something and just maybe wanted to just walk away from everything and be done with it, kind of a thing, right?
Yes, that is
Yes.
correct. He just wanted to be done with it. He got rid of the he said fuck it one day pretty much, and he threw the phone, and nobody could get in contact with him. And then he got another phone with a different number, and he kind of, I don't know, and he got on Facebook, and for a minute he was trying to reestablish a relationship with his kids. Chasing, you're echoing a little bit. And that's when he got in contact with that's when the FBI got in contact with him. Hey, Chasing.
Hey, is that better?
You're good. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Excellent. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello. I have like a billion questions, but you
Hi.
can't answer them, which is terrible. We would need him, I think, because nothing makes sense based on what Andrew and Jeffy told us.
What did they say?
Okay, so Jeffy said he never again spoke to Jose after Jose left Tennessee. Then, when we put that together, we realize, well, he mailed you his phone, allegedly,
Who
from
mailed his
Alaska. Jeffy said he got a box from Alaska with Jose's phone in it, the one that Jose claimed that he threw into the ocean, that he had it. And off of that phone, he took a screenshot of the fish company that Jose went to work for in Alaska. And I was like, well, why did you take a screenshot of that? First, he said, before I was up there, he said, well, I took a screenshot because I was a reference and I wanted to make sure he showed up for the job. Then he said, well, when I turned the phone on, it just popped up. So he took a screenshot of it. I was like, okay. And that's the only thing that he kept was that one screenshot. And it was from July. So I asked, well, was it July of 2020 or July of 2021? And he's like, I don't know. I don't remember. Good Lord.
I mean, personally, I
We're
don't
having a
believe
dog fight. Sorry.
What's that? A dog fight?
Yeah, my dogs are.
Was it your Frenchies?
Yes, they're so fresh.
I had a Frenchie in
sorry.
1999.
Ah,
Yes.
their personalities are good Lord in heaven. Sorry.
No, you're fine. Like personally, I don't really know about Jeffy with that.
Well, it's really weird that he's saying he never spoke to him again because when Andrew first came back online, he said the way that he could get in contact with Jose was through Jeffy because Jeffy could reach him out on the boat or in the Philippines.
See, that's a lie.
whenever
I'll tell you that right there. That's a
whenever he
lie.
had service. I'm like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
And then, and I know a lot of people in the chat are asking, well, why does any of this timeline matter? None of this matters. Well, it strikes me strange because we all went through a lot in 2020 and 2021 with COVID and tragedies and deaths. We all did, but we were all very, very invested in Summer's case. Now, if Jose just found out a month ago, I could understand all of the confusion. But he found out 8 days after she went missing.
That's
If he
true.
could reach out to Candace about her new car, but he couldn't reach out to Andrew or Candace or Jeffy or anybody after he finds out that the FBI
No, this
says that Summer's missing.
no, he reached out to Candace when he was in South Carolina.
Right.
Which,
Right.
But after that is when the phone was ditched.
Okay, so he ditched the phone, right? Now
Correct.
he goes off grid after that. Okay.
Correct.
Do you find this weird, or am I a conspiracy theorist? He goes off grid, he's gone after that, right?
Right.
Then-
But that's conspiracy. There's no factual
Right.
information to back.
Just him saying that he went off grid.
Correct.
Right.
But
But he shows back up the week Summer goes missing to reach out to his son suddenly.
no,
And then the second time he talks to him, the FBI's at the house.
no, like I said earlier, he went off grid for a while.
Mhm.
He got rid of he tossed the original phone, right? Then he got another phone. And that's when he was trying to get in touch with his kids. He was trying to build a relationship with his kids. His kids have corroborated this. So, but he had a phone. He didn't have a phone. Now he has a phone. That's what it boils down to.
It just was a strange timeline. He went to South Carolina, then there's
These are
no
strange
phone. Yes, they are strange people. I agree. I'm just like, it's such a coincidence that he's reaching out to his son like the same week.
It wasn't the same week. I mean, no. It wasn't.
Oh, I thought he said I called my son because I had popped back up, and then 2 days later he called me when I was on vacation and said the FBI's here.
He called the son called him.
Right. Wasn't it like 2 days after the initial contact with the son when he came off grid?
I don't remember. I don't want to say something I don't know. I really don't remember that. He could have said that. There's just too much information in my head right now that
I understand. And everything Mountain Girl said, every single thing. You take Jeffy, his 3 children, Andrew, their 3 children, both of their girlfriends, Jose, and then 2 people to help them move. They're in one minivan and a U-Haul. How? I don't know. Whose furniture was in the truck? Did they put everybody's furniture in the truck? We don't know that either. Jeffy said it took them a day and a half to drive down there. To what house?
Jose said it took 1 day.
Okay.
Right. And it's only 11 and a half hours.
Okay. So they could have just taken turns driving or something, but Jose says he was locked in the back of the truck. So, and Andrew can't drive.
So the question though here is if they really went to go move and had that U-Haul packed up, and they didn't know that the plans were supposedly, allegedly going to fall through until they actually got there. Well, what home did they have to return to go back?
Exactly the question I asked on my community wall. I'm like, how did they go back home then? Where was the home that they had to go back to? Because they would have left because they had a whole new house in Tennessee. They moved their entire families, 6 children and all the adults. So how? And why doesn't the U-Haul match up? Why were they down there? And then their friend, who allegedly is going through a horrible, horrible divorce, they leave him down there and just never talk to him again. And he never calls them to say, this place is crazy. These people are lunatics. There's roaches everywhere. There's sexual things going on with children. He knew about Hunter and he didn't reach out to Andrew, who was his best friend. Candace tells him these secrets, and he doesn't reach out to Candace to Andrew and say, "Hey, I just heard something very concerning about your son."
There
No.
is, I mean,
It's all so weird. I don't
it,
know.
it,
It's like it was Panama City Beach, Florida, spring break. You know what I mean? Like, hey, they'll have a good time. I mean, it's very odd.
you know,
It
I
is
mean,
very strange.
it's very strange. I mean, like I said, you know, Jose failed. He
Sure.
failed, you know, and he knows it. He knows it. And trust me, I mean, ICU can tell you. He, you know,
He feels horrible.
he was sobbing on the phone with us, and he said, I should have just fucking called, even if I was kicked out on the streets. That's exactly
Yeah,
what
I agree. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm not even saying CPS, right? But I am saying,
What's
listening to him
wrong?
now,
What's
he's
wrong?
like, right, he's so upset now about the Hunter situation, which, you know, I understand. But even then, I don't, I mean, hindsight's 2020, sure. But in a situation where, you know, an adult is doing something with a child, your morals don't just appear
There's
a
no
year and
discipline.
a half later, right? So to me, that was like really odd. It made me either one, not believe him, or two, believe him and he didn't care. And according to Jeffy and Andrew, the things that they said about him on the live stream the other night were absolutely disgusting.
It was.
Yes.
It was
Mhm.
disgusting. And I think they
It
took
made me concerned after that.
yeah, I think they took that down though.
Well, Chasing just brought up a really good, valid point there because now tonight in your stream, you just kind of confirmed it, or he did, allegedly, was he had stated when you guys questioned about the sippy cup, about, you know, if anyone had put in, you know, alcohol in there, he
Hold on.
was very
Now,
defensive.
ICU, did you ask that question?
Yes, I did ask
Okay,
that
because I knew
question.
I didn't ask that question. Sorry.
So then his response, he had stated something on the lines of, are you kidding me? I would have chucked that out of out of her hand, because he said, do you think I would not have spoken up after I told you about and he started talking about the whole shower allegedly stuff.
Exactly.
So why wouldn't he have found, if allegedly that other part that he was discussing about, another child,
Sure.
why wouldn't that have been an importance, I guess, and I guess my thing is if all these things that he allegedly witnessed, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of like, well, why would you stay there and not want to go to a hotel or something?
And like I can actually show you the text messages that he sent me when it came to the other child that we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't ask him that.
Right.
I did not ask him that. I never asked him that. And he said, and I think it's something to the effect of Candace knows what I know, or something like that.
Right. He was the one who engaged in that
I
conversation.
never asked him that. Never. And I was like, holy mother chicken.
See, and then there's a lot, when he starts out on the first interview, he's like, I lived there for about 6 months and these people were really, really good to me. These were good people. And then he's like, yeah, the kids are watching activities through a hole, and H and Candace this, and then Dawn and Summer that. And I'm thinking, what? How did you not call Andrew or Jeffy and say, I got to come back? Because Jeffy said Jose's divorce was years ago, when his child was a toddler, that it wasn't anytime recent.
No.
Jeffy's like, he lived with me for 2 years and he had already gone through all of that. He was living with a lady named Betsy. And I'm like, what?
No.
So, and I was wondering that too. Like, do we know even any of this? There were so many crazy things between them that I was baffled.
Yeah.
For some reason, 2018 stands out about the divorce or when he separated from his wife.
And that could be accurate right there, ICU, because 2018, he lived with Jeffy for 2 years, and then they all came down to Tennessee. So that would make sense if they divorced in 2018.
Right.
But he was also sleeping with like several other people, allegedly. Not to say the divorce didn't hurt him or he wasn't upset, and not seeing his kids wasn't upsetting. Of course, I'm sure it was.
Well, this is the
Mhm.
But
thing with
nothing adds up
sleeping,
here.
but with the sleeping with other people thing, we cannot say that it is true unless both people or even one person says that it happened.
Yeah,
We
I
cannot
agree.
accept that as fact. So, did he sleep with Candace? No, he didn't.
Right.
We cannot say he slept with Candace. Other people can say
But allegedly, he did state that he hooked up with Allie.
that is correct. But people said he hooked up with Grandis, that he hooked up with Candace, that he hooked up with Allie, that he hooked up with Sally. You know, I mean, it's like, so it's like, I mean, people say a lot of things, right?
Right.
You know, people say a lot of things about me. How much is true? Not much, you know. But
And that's another thing. Allie even said in the very beginning on Unmasked, at the very, very beginning, or yeah, it was on Unmasked, I believe, that she said when they mentioned the Jose guy in the chat, Unmasked asked the question, and Allie responded, and I hope I don't ever see him again
yes,
after what he did with my daughter or to my daughter. And they asked, and she said that he left that comment about being her daddy or whatever. So, so it was, you know, one of those polls on True's Facebook, like rate me 1 to 10. 1, you want to be my boyfriend. 2, you want to kiss me. 3, you want to, you know, flirt with me. 10, you want to be my daddy, whatever it is. And he commented 10, like, I'll be your daddy. So she didn't like that. Allie says that it happened. Is it true? We don't know. But the point is, Allie was claiming this, right? Yes, it's definitely hearsay. But she's claiming that, right? And then she leaves him up there, and she's saying that he's like a womanizer.
right.
Nothing that these people say, nothing's consistent. From the parents to the friends to the people who were sitting on that porch to Jose to Andrew to Jeffy. Yet we know who the goads are and what the deed belongs to, and you know what Frank Light was doing on this day at this time. And it baffles me that none of the adults can answer a simple friggin' question like, hey, what's Summer's favorite candy? Does anybody know? And people are making excuses. Well, mental health. Well, yeah, my husband almost died. I was still looking at Summer's case. You know, people went through COVID, their parents dying. They're still following up on Summer's case. But all of these people act like, I don't know. That was a while ago. I wasn't at the parade. Yeah, I almost ran Candace over at the parade. No, I don't know Jose. Yeah, I slept with Jose. No, I don't remember this, but he was trying to bed my daughter. Like, what is going on here? Not one person has told the truth in this case.
But ICU, the other day when it came to Allie knowing about the improper relationship, right? What did she say? What did she say in Andrew's room?
She said that she did not know at the time, I think. But on the video that was just released of the whole conversation, the grandmother knew. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't even know.
There it is again. That's what you know.
Yeah, and I don't think that they realize that we will comb Facebook and YouTube and listen to every word because we're a little insane
Yes.
And
Sorry.
sorry.
Right.
So you're not going to get away with all of these lies because this is a child. And why do we as YouTubers on social media and Facebookers seem to invest more time and energy in the truth surrounding Summer so that her situation isn't disparaged than any one of these adults? None of them
That's
are
right.
trying to be solid, and they just are a mess, and it's sickening. It really is sickening. And I absolutely loved Jose. I was so excited that he came out because he did give us a glimpse of Summer. But I'm thinking 6 months versus 34 days. Well, that's a difference, sure. But then when you start adding everything together,
The things
it's
that
like, ugh, I don't like any of this anymore.
right, right. I mean, I
Mhm.
think, in my opinion, I think as far as the home dynamics and stuff and how Summer was, I think he was being truthful. I think for the most part he was being truthful. As far as the how long he stayed there, I mean, it's I think 6 months, I I mean, you should know better whether you've stayed there 6 months versus
Yeah.
2 or 3 months,
Mhm.
and
I mean,
but
Because
this is
he clearly said he remembered it being cold. It was winter, February or March. Now he's saying he was in shorts because it was so hot. Please
right,
stop playing with my mind, sir.
right.
I
We
mean,
can't deal with
I
this
know.
anymore. We
But
just
You
can't.
know,
but the thing is, I mean, look what I just put up about Allie and about
Exactly.
Andrew. They've said, I mean, Allie has 5 stories, I think 4 or 5
Yeah.
stories
Yeah.
in
It's
the
like they're
same
trying.
breath.
in the
Yeah,
same breath.
they're
Yes.
trying to keep us in circles or something. Like,
I
why
mean,
are
and
you doing
this
this?
is the thing, Chasing. It is, does everybody know something?
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, do they all have, little parts of the corner that they don't want told about
Mm-hmm.
them? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, so
Mhm.
I think they all spin it in their own favor. You know, Allie was a great friend who bought all the food and loved the kids. But in reality, there's no doors in that house. And she was betting Jose there. So that's appropriate. Then you've got Jose, who's remembering it in his mind and in his timeline. And he was very loving and cooked and cleaned and washed, and everybody loved him. But at the same time, he's contributing with Candace to drinking and being drunk and depressive and talking about their issues. Well, there's no doors in that house. The house is about the size of a porch. So the kids are hearing all of this. He was there when Allie and Candace were fighting and drunk. Then you've got Dawn. They're my world. But we're hearing the 911 calls, and you can hear the kids in the background. So everybody's remembering and everybody knows something, but they're spinning it for their own benefit here.
Mhm.
Because we know the fact is most of what went on was extremely inappropriate.
Absolutely. That's
But
not
nobody's admitting, oh, I was
debatable.
part of that.
That
I was part of that.
that's not even
You-
debatable. And
Yeah.
people still try to protect these people.
And I don't
I
think
say
that
we
the
get them all together.
You couldn't fit them in a room together. These
And we just sit down and question them. Okay, you said this, but you said this. Which one's true? And nobody's getting out till we got the truth.
Do you know what the
I'm
branches
with
would
you
look
there.
like? It would be
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to the grass. I mean, that's how invested I am at this point. I'm like, don't tell me you were there in winter and the grass was up to your knees, sir.
yes.
The running
Mhm.
joke was Jose lived under my porch, and people are begging me to take him back and put him there. And I'm like, well, I can't catch him now.
Yeah.
He's out in the YouTube streets running around. And it's awful. It's awful for Summer. It really is awful.
is. It is awful for
Mhm.
someone.
my
This is
observation, like on this, where I had just a couple of concerns and questions, is I do feel that he was able to give a good description and an insight on who this child was. I mean, even provided a nickname, today, something that we've not heard.
yeah.
But I think that, so here's where I kind of get gray and confused is so we hear that he came because he was going through, this very tough time.
Right.
And we definitely heard him indicate that he and Allie, had something going on for a short time. What we also heard was, how he engaged with the children while staying there, cleaning, cooking. So he was clearly, doing, things every day and engaging with children. But then what we also heard was when he left, he had met a girl online. So here's where I guess my mind is a little bit is, with him being around these children, I would think that it would make him, miss, his children, and why that was not like, because I would have thought that that would have been the direction he would have went to instead of, allegedly a girl that he met online. Because at this point, I mean, is there actual solid proof of that being the case, of him really going to now South Carolina to go to a girl's house? Because quite frankly, I just find it still kind of crazy that everybody, in the circle had indicated North Carolina versus South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. He did go to South Carolina. Grandis told them North Carolina because he said he didn't want like Allie and them to know where he was at.
Right. But do we know for a fact, though, if it was indeed because he met a woman online?
You could ask Grandis that, but I do think, do I know 1000%? No. I will never tell you something 1000% if I don't know it. You know what I mean? But I do think so, and I do believe him when it comes to that. Yeah.
Because I was wondering if he had seen, if he, because here, okay, I guess what I'm trying to say, maybe I suck at doing it. So basically, when he got there, he was able to carry on work allegedly. He was able to cook, clean, and be around children and, all this stuff. So what I'm wondering is, because moving forward after he left the area is when he allegedly threw the phone and, had this, really severe breakdown. So what I'm wondering is, was it something else that he witnessed or knew, or something to what really caused him to go off of this grid? You see what I mean? Instead of going back home to, his family.
Yeah. That's his kids. If I'm right, they're not very young. You know what I mean? But I mean, I guess you still want to be around your family if you can be. But
Right. Well, at this point, he had already been separated for
right.
2-3 years. So
Yeah. So that's true. I see. So it doesn't. If he's been there that long, then
I was told that it was he was very, very upset that he couldn't see his grandson. That was one of the main issues, according to Jeffy and Andrew. Did you guys ever find out if he actually did work in Alaska? Did you ever ask him that?
I can't confirm or deny that. What about his workforce?
Okay.
Now, is he going to do another live, like a live one with you guys? Do you know?
I mean,
Poor Justice. Look at his face. He's like,
Every time I ask something, he's like, "Oh shit."
mhm.
I mean,
what did she? Let me see what she said. Jeffy said he was sent Jose's phone in a box. Yeah, I don't believe that. I'll be flat out honest. I do not believe anything these two really say, to be honest. Because if you go back and listen to Andrew, he has said a mother load. I mean, really. But somebody said something earlier. You have to give, I mean, Jose screwed up, definitely, and he knows that, and he's remorseful. But he has the only one. He has been the only one that I know of that says, I've really screwed up. You know what I mean? And at least you got that out of him.
Right.
True. And a lot of people are
It still
saying, well,
doesn't help
he's not
someone
a,
get it back, though.
yeah, he's not a suspect and all of that. We understand. However, he's bringing us dynamics from inside of that home. So when he's telling us a story, just like anybody else in Summer's case, when he's telling us these things, as people on the web, we're going to look into it. So I understand, like, people are like, give him a break. He's not a suspect. But if you tell us ABC and then it's, LMNOP,
Right.
we're going to question that and want to understand why. Like, it just doesn't make sense. We're not saying, oh, he's a predator, a suspect, he's all of these terrible things. Nobody's saying any of that. We just want to understand why he has one version, then he has another, and his two best friends, who initially, when they came on YouTube, Andrew was saying what a wonderful person Jose was. Wonderful, solid. You never need to question him. He's the best guy. And now the things that Andrew is saying are horrible. Why is that? Why did it switch so quickly?
Right.
So we have to ask, because it makes it seem very strange.
It
And
does.
remember, this is H's dad. So he's also, a part of this story. He's decided to create a YouTube channel and talk to people. And we asked him about Jose. And in the beginning, he told us. And now his entire story's changed too. His whole perspective has changed. And that's concerning if that person was around Summer. And,
Right.
you have to think about that. The thing, if people haven't listened to what the man said, that it was extremely concerning.
Yeah, I think he took it down, but those are dangerous accusations. They're very dangerous.
Very dangerous.
And you don't say that because you're heated at someone. That's the worst thing you can do. A lot of people, including YouTubers, they go on their emotions that they're feeling at the time, and all objectivity goes out the window, and it's just crazy. It's just
crazy. It's kind of like
Sandra,
same
for
thing.
God's sakes, he is straight. He's not lying. He's not lying. I think Candace said that to get Dawn to say, "Oh my God, he's gay. He's never going to touch me." That's exactly why she didn't. She was trying to control Donnie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people truly understand. It's a lot to wrap your head around. I mean, we've not seen, it's not like a typical case that we read or hear about to where there's just a handful of, family members. I mean, there's so many people. And when you hear from the day one, just, I mean, it's like a triangle almost, like you can't wrap your head around it. It's like, why are all these stories so inconsistent? And I think what else is, so hard is because we want to be fair. We don't want to bash or, accuse somebody of something, because at the end of the day, none of us here on YouTube, creators or subs, we don't have a clue what the officials are doing or what they know. I mean, we're as clueless as, you guys are, but we are so invested in this with wanting, to find all of these little gaps and try to figure out why there's even any gaps. It's hard.
Yeah, and that's another thing, recently it popped back up. Ansley Daniels, June 20th, stated, Candace told me she left Summer outside She went in the house for a moment and came back, and Summer was gone. When we finally hear from Candace, the story's different. So the mother is telling us two different stories. The father, who wasn't there, comes out with a whole narrative of that day. Everybody's believing, okay, well, that narrative kind of makes sense. Fine. He goes to jail, and the grandmother and the mother start talking. Candace, who despised YouTube, is now speaking. Grandis does an on-camera interview. So we've got those three, which are baffling enough. Those three, it will take you all day to figure them out. Then you've got Allie, Leslie, the other grandparents, H's dad, H's brother, who's not actually his brother, he's his friend, but he calls him his brother. Now you have Jose. There's the church people. There's so many people involved in this, and I haven't heard one solid, consistent story that makes sense to a rational human being. Not one yet.
Right. When we have these questions, or, I mean, like tonight, for instance, I'm sure there's going to be people that are haters or bashing us, at some point. But in all honesty here, we're not sitting here bashing anybody. We are being, in my opinion, adults and being respectful. And at the end of the day, it's like, okay, well, if you really, truly care about wanting answers for this child, this is the way, that's best to do it, is to be asking these questions. I can't understand why people don't think that these things are relevant or of importance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you want to find Summer, you have to look at it all. Even though you're friendly with somebody right here, you still got to be truthful. That's the only way you're going to find somebody.
Such a major thing, you have to, and some people are against that. Like for me, I've always said, I'm against doing this dragging of the parents and bashing the parents. However, that doesn't mean you don't question their stories. Right. It doesn't mean you don't look under every rock, because that's why are we doing this? We have no claim to Summer. We are not her family. Absolutely. We're not related to this in any way. What we're doing technically is probably pretty crazy and inappropriate. If it was my child, I would not want a bunch of YouTubers doing this. But we've all become so invested, and now you have to really look at every single thing, because there could be one person. You had 3,600 people in here. There might be one person who's listening to this, and something touches them enough that they say, you know what, I've got to talk. Yeah. And they go and say, I saw her on this day and here's what happened, or, something.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
That's all we can hope for, I guess.
We just need truth. And it literally is something of just the smallest thing that can open this completely up. If somebody would just speak 100% truth,
somebody had to see something.
Of course. You don't just vanish. You just don't vanish. Something had to happen. You know what I mean?
Well, and also how we hear things so much later, because I'm still sitting here like scratching my head about the whole thing about, the neighbor had heard the scream, but we didn't hear about that, from anybody until, later on. And then I think it was just released something about a neighbor had seen the Suburban fly up the driveway or something. But it's like, I guess my thing here is why are we hearing so many things now, this much later in time?
Well, I think with Dawn not around, maybe people are more, they feel braver to speak or something. I don't know. I think that he might be as controlling as the people we have heard from say that he was. And now You know, he's not there. I mean, he's going to be back,
Yeah.
but he's not there now. And also, Jose said she wandered off 2 times in the
Mhm.
short time that he was there. Then you've got the neighbors who have footprints in their yard that the dog hit on a mile away.
Mhm.
Where in the world, like Justice just said, people don't vanish. They don't just turn into mist.
Right.
Something happened to her. Where in the world is this baby? Somebody knows.
So with allegedly with him, like you just said, chasing when he had stated that, I also, you know, if I see you or Justice, if you guys could ask when you speak to him next, you know, that was alarming. If that is the truth about, you know, her wandering off twice before, I'm curious. He did not mention whose house that they found her behind.
I can tell you the one time
Yeah.
he found them. I see you. What was the one? It was. Go ahead. You know about this.
Was it the White House that he was talking about?
Yes.
Yes. White House with blue shutters. About a half a mile down the road, they found her behind that house.
Blue shutters or the blue roof?
He said White House with blue shutters.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Huh.
And
I
then-
So
went
with
in.
the distance that you just said, I mean, that is a pretty far distance.
Yeah.
And that would shed a whole nother light on things. I mean, that's a far distance. And if
And-
this was a possibility of, you know, this happening again, I mean, that is something huge to think about.
So let's just talk about that for 2 seconds.
Hold on. I thought
Why
he said.
would they cover this up? Why would they cover that she walks away? Why would they say she'd never leave? Never. It would never happen. Why?
Exactly. That is
Ugh.
what I've always. If she walks away, if it's happened 3 or 4 times, why would they say she would never do that?
Right.
She would never do that.
That doesn't make sense
It does
because
not make
it
sense.
has to be an abduction. Why would it have to be an abduction if we're following a logical person's reasoning? It would have to be an abduction because she'd have to be very, very, very far away. Right?
Another time, she was. He said, there's another house on Dawn's property, right? Dawn and Candace's property.
A shed.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, that's
At the bottom.
I thought he was saying a house. Well, he
Mm,
said.
well, there is that one, Justin, so there's like a little path. If like you're down, if you go
Yes,
down
that-
the hill, then
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
down this little path.
Yes, that one. She was at that one. She
Mm.
was around there, but he said that he said that these guys were like meth heads.
Oh my God.
He said
Mhm.
he said they lived really close to this place. He said they were very big meth heads, and that Dawn had got into it with them before. And then another time she was down at the road. Now I've been on Ben Hill Road. There's no traffic on it. Like the only way you're going on Ben Hill Road is if you live there, you're visiting, and nobody visits anybody anymore. or a delivery truck, or if you're lost. And I stood there on Ben Hill Road for 1 hour. Not one car passed me. Another YouTuber was down there for quite a while, a couple weeks ago, and not a car passed her.
What in the world?
Here's another question that really, I'm glad you just talked about that. And I'm so sorry I cut you off, but before I have a brain freeze here. So Jose had indicated on the live that allegedly that grandmother got up early in the morning on school days and drove the children down to the end of the driveway for the school bus. Something else that I would like for you guys, if you're possibly able to do so, is to find out if they also got picked up at the end of the driveway, because here's the thing, and also what time the school bus drops children off, is because as soon as he had said that, and then we had heard that the father had found her, clear down at the end of the driveway as well. Something that, made me wonder was like, okay, well, was she known to, possibly go down there? And is there somebody who travels that road at that time of the day? I know what was it, a school day, or was
It
it
was
not?
No,
She wasn't
school
even
was
in school
out.
yet. She
Oh
wasn't
yeah,
even in
that's
school yet.
right. Okay, because of COVID or all that stuff. But
No, she was 4.
no, and yeah, she was too young, and it was
the boy.
June.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Never mind. Yeah, because I was thinking of the boys getting off school. I was just wondering if there was somebody, in the area, like for instance, like a junk man on certain
Right.
days of the week, if it was trash day, who, comfortably came to that road every, say Monday or Wednesday or Friday at a certain time. Exactly.
Yes, isn't that what they said about the red truck? That's what they said, that it was reported by somebody who's in the area who works, either a postman or an Amazon or whatever, that's always, around, who saw the red truck. So there are people who come up the road all the time. I think that's on the TBI website. I'm pretty positive that detail about the red truck is in there for sure.
I think it's probably not. I think when he's talking about that, I don't think he's talking about Ben Hill necessarily. What's the other road? I can't think.
Beach Creek.
Beach,
Mhm.
Beach Creek. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember. Okay, I don't know. Never mind. But yeah, there's
But
just
is it a possibility, though? Honestly, like if she comfortably was known to, in fact, run the property allegedly, and if there is somebody in that area who is familiar with that area, and is it a possibility to where she could have thought that that was her mother or grandmother coming to look for her and kind of run out?
I mean, it's a possibility, yeah, but I don't think it's a probability.
Right. This is
My
so
opinion.
confusing.
No trash pickup there. I called already. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, I was thinking it was like a postman who maybe saw them or saw the red truck. I don't know. But they said it was a business person.
It is
who
a
drives the
Pandora's
area.
box. You're right, Earl. This is just, this case is so baffling because, you don't normally have parents get on YouTube the way the Wells do when their child is missing and do it the way that they do it as well, and do it how they do it. You don't have this many people around that is just that literally any of them could be a possibility. You know what I mean? Just like everyone around this case, it's baffling.
Not normal.
It's not
No.
normal. It's not normal. I mean, my theory is, something happened at the house, or this is someone familiar who did this.
Hmm. I agree.
I think that is the most.
I was on abduction forever.
What
And
is
then
it?
I was on abduction for
Yeah.
months. And then I started just putting different stories together on a little whiteboard on my computer and was like, yeah, this is a mess.
Yeah.
There's not one truthful person anywhere. And if they've checked out all of the SOs in the area and they're sure it wasn't any of them, then it has to be somebody close, family or otherwise, who would have known how to maneuver up there. The footprints really bug me, though. That bugs me a lot. I have no idea anymore.
But even with the footprints, has Ronnie Lawson came out and said those are Summers?
No, he hasn't come out and said
Jason.
anything like that. No,
I mean, so it's it could be. It could be her footprints, but
All he's
again, I mean,
confirmed is that the dogs followed her to the end of the road. That's the only thing Lawson
Yes.
confirmed. Like they won't
Right.
talk about it. But if you listen carefully to Leslie Earhart from TBI, they say, why did you change this from a missing, an alert to an Amber Alert? And she says, we got more information. Usually you need a vehicle or a description of an abductor in order to issue an Amber Alert. They don't just issue those willy-nilly. And she says, we
No.
got more information. And they said, well, can you talk about the information? She said, no, we can't. And I'm thinking, okay, well, what was that made you think,
Mhm.
there was something there that made them do that, but we have no idea what they know for sure.
Right.
So,
It's just
well, I appreciate you guys letting me come up. I've got to go give my dog a bath because she's now been in the mud and she's disgusting.
which
Second.
one?
Peaches, of course. Ugh. She's the worst one. She's gross.
I love seeing your zoo.
Yeah.
I know.
Justin, don't tell anybody I brought home 6 betas today.
Oh my! Shut up! I
Definitely
used to
don't.
breed betas.
I love them. They're my favorite thing ever.
Oh
But
my
they
god!
were only $3.50 at Petco. I couldn't leave them there. I was like, well, you got to come with me, I guess. Okay, come on, let's go. I hid them in a box and tried to get the bath. Scott, he was like, what the hell's in that box? Nothing. I don't even know how these fish got in there. He was like, that's it. I'm taking the keys.
I'll have to send you pictures of my old aquarium room. I used to have a whole room full of aquariums.
Yes. Why don't you have it anymore?
Look where I'm. Like I just can't do it all. It's just.
Yeah, that's what he said. These fish are taking up all your time. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, that and YouTube.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. Well, you guys have a good night. Thank you
Thanks,
so much.
Jason. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Good night, Jason.
Night, hon.
Bye.
So there we have it, guys. Still more questions remain. Someone said in chat earlier that Andrew and Allie were going to have a live next week, although a time had not been confirmed yet. That'll be interesting to see. It seems like when one of these happen, though, they've already said so much that when they say something again, it's more like, but you said this and this couldn't have happened this way. Do you know what I mean? Does anybody get what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes.
So, I think the TBI have a really, really, they've had their work cut out for them, and we just have to keep on and know what is fact from fiction. And just because someone says something doesn't make it true. It just doesn't. And we the only way we're ever going to find Summer is if we go where the truth leads us, whether we're friends with that, not friends, but friendly with that person, or anything else.
Or put them all in the box and not let them leave.
That's right.
I'm ready. Like, I'm ready to do it right now.
I'm so ready. I just lock them in the box together and let them,
Yes, you're going to answer me.
Exactly.
That, or at least in the community for, like I said, we have so much talent here. Everybody's here for, what I hope to be for the missing child. It's like, why, is there like just so much hate and stuff? Because when you guys think about it, do you really think that this missing child, would be applauding this kind of behavior everywhere? I mean, anybody who's here for the right reason and working their tail ends off on trying to fill in gaps and be productive into, shedding some light on this case, nobody should be attacked. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
and I question the people who are deliberately, attacking,
Oh, absolutely.
because we're here for the right reason. You may not like, what we think, or, but we're not, these freaking robots that you insert a quarter into our back and we all are programmed the same way. I mean, it doesn't work that way. We all think differently. We all have different outlooks, but I think that if everybody can be respectful, then, we really could move mountains and do a lot better,
I agree. And really, Mountain Girl, I appreciate you for always just keeping it level. And that's something that's, on YouTube that's, very noble.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, I'm here basically, it's for, the people like in my channel and for the voiceless and the missing. Like, sure, it's nice to get along with other creators, be adults, and, like this, like coming up on panel or something. But, at the end of the day, we're not all here to meet our best friends. That's not what we're here for. We're here to, be positive and to be a platform used in the right way.
Yes, absolutely.
And I personally think that you guys did. You handled it in a very classy mannerism. I don't think that it would have been handled this way, maybe in other directions. I mean, you guys were respectful. I mean, there was a lot of things to where myself and other people were probably like, ask this, or, oh, keep going. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know your limit. And I mean, for you guys to have had that opportunity to reach out to him first and be given that opportunity, it says a lot. I mean, he clearly felt comfortable with how you guys, approached him. But you did. You guys have, worked hard on this. And, at the end of the day, I mean, we're all going to be bashed by the end of the night. I'm sure we already are being bashed.
Listen, the people who have to bring you down are already below you. That's just
right.
Anybody has to talk to bring you down. They're already below you. Those are not the people that you want. Someone who's not level-headed is not the person that you want doing this kind of stuff, in my opinion. That's why I always like, Chris Madonna. He keeps it classy, like he always says.
Right. And I just, honestly just wanted to applaud you guys, because not only that, but you guys are fair. You're not trying to be selfish with this. You have given your platform, the opportunity for, Chasing and myself I've been on now twice. And I feel that a lot of people, they would not have wanted other creators to come up and, shed light on something or to ask, great questions. But you guys clearly don't do that. And I watched you in chat. You guys are responding back to the people who are here. So do I think that you guys are doing this for clicks and views? I don't personally. I think you guys have handled it very good. You've not turned it into what I would call a total shit show, pardon my French.
No,
you guys have kept it real.
We have tried our best.
We really tried.
Yes.
If God forbid my kid was missing, I just wouldn't want to see creators up there acting like idiots. Do you know what I mean? Like, why are you up there acting like an idiot whenever, these are people's lives. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me. It just does not make sense that some people are just.
That's why
insane.
honestly, and when I took time off for a month and came back, I tend to literally just kind of keep to myself. I don't let it consume me and stuff. But I mean, here's the thing. So many people, if somebody doesn't like you, it's like, well, then why do you go and watch the channel for? I mean, don't subs ever stop and like ask that at the end of the day? But, that doesn't get asked or discussed. But what happens is like when the trolling and the feuding start, then it brings in clicks and views. And,
But that's
and
not
I think that's
how,
why you guys have such a large audience tonight, is because this is a very important topic.
Mhm.
Again, we are this many months later, and we have not heard anything about this person. And, here you guys have it. And look how many people are still in your chat, even though we have not even been playing, that content.
Right.
And that says a lot. That speaks volumes itself.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's a very
Mhm.
it's a very nice compliment.
But I truly appreciate you guys letting me join. I'm down to 2%, and I told my channel I would be doing a live later, and I've got to get my Hyman in and charge up. But
Okay.
I appreciate you guys, and I thank you guys for allowing us to come up on your platform and to, be adults and ask important questions. So I respect you guys both a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
I appreciate you coming.
Yep. But much love to all of you guys. And I didn't keep up with chat. So much love to all of you guys. But you guys have a great night.
You too, man. I'll try to talk with you.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night. Precious, if you want to come up to say something, that's fine. I just need to see your face. Let's get ready to click on. All right. I see you. Any thing you want to say?
Maybe in just a minute. I'm checking an address.
Thank you, Ruby Blue. Thank you. You're checking an address. What is ICU up to? The world may never know. Yeah, I agree.com. I mean, there was inconsistencies. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. Are you checking that ICU right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I figured it out. And for some reason, I've seen that name before.
I want to show you guys something else. Which I wanted to ask Jose about this. Jose said that Dawn had what was it? ICU that he had brought, that he didn't take the white truck to, was it Utah?
Right. I think somebody said that, I don't remember who said it, that he drove one vehicle to Utah
Mm-hmm.
and then brought the white GMC back.
Uh-huh. So
So that would make them they purchased two vehicles.
mm-hmm.
Oh, dear God.
I think, well, crap. Hold on. Sorry. I'm trying to show it. Okay, and this, Candace, can you see this? Okay. Candace put this in, it's a white truck. Pretty little truck, loving driving it. And it says Candace Bly, October 6, 2020. What kind of plate is that? That doesn't look like a Tennessee plate to me. Like from what I can see. Oh God, it's hard to see, but it doesn't look like. I got a picture of her, and I think it's bear with me.
Hey, Justin, check
What?
the private chat.
Okay, this is interesting what I just found. Which made me even more freaking confused. I got an email. Bristol NASCAR race, May 31st, 2020. Sunday, May 31st, 2020 at 3:30 p.m. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Cup Series. And then September 19th, 2020.
Oh,
May
yeah, I think.
16th, and rescheduled to July 15th, 2020. Okay, let me check this private chat. Oh, thank you, Free Thinker Deb. Thank you both for your kind nature, integrity, and being class acts. Much respect. Oh, thank you. Very kind of you. Oh, you're kidding me.
No.
You just checked that for sure?
Yeah, I will double check again, but yeah, let me double check it just to be sure.
Okay. Bear with me. Okay. Did he say blue roof or blue shutters? I see you.
Blue shutters.
I don't see blue shutters.
Oh, you don't?
Oh, maybe. Hold on. No. I'm going to have to verify that with him before I put that out.
Right.
Okay. I did, Precious. It looks black to me. Can you copy? Oh, hold on. I can copy it all. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that before I rank that. I'm pretty sure.
Does it have a gravel driveway?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'm going to have to get with Jose and have him, because I want to know the exact one.
Oh, I do too.
Yeah.
I've tried looking on Google Maps. I'm just not that good at it. And I
Mhm.
get aggravated.
Yeah.
I mean, Google Earth.
I've been out with the family all day and can't wait to listen tonight. Yes, the stream will be left up for sure. Okay, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us. Again, we appreciate it. Hopefully, we find Summer soon. Hopefully, the authorities find Summer soon. Tell me there's no plate on it. Oh, I need to show y'all that other picture. Sorry. Let me do that real quick. Let me do that. You can see Summer's sweet little face. Let me find it. And this is October 6, 2020. Candace said, "Love my family." And you can see, it looks like Dawn is signing like something there, like a bill of sale or something, doesn't it? Can you see that? I see you.
I can.
You see, he's got a pen and there's like a pen.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Do you not notice that before?
I did not.
Yeah, Dawn's
But
writing something. So that
I
was
wonder
either
what building that is in the background.
bought or sold. Does anyone know that building? Don came back when? When did he allegedly come back?
Supposedly a couple of days before the domestic violence incident.
Which was October what?
14th.
Well, this is October 6th.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Was that 7 days? It looks like he's buying, but look, 8 days. Look at Summer there. Bless her heart. Let's zoom in and see how she looked. We can see her health. That makes me want to cry, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. So that's another question we can ask. If that's probably when he bought her the car. No, it's not when he bought her the car, because hold on, I need to stop sharing this. This is the day that he bought the truck, because he's signing that, and he writes "pretty little truck," or Candace writes "pretty little truck, love driving it."
Okay.
But I cannot see. Can you check that license? I see you.
I can.
G744BT.
G74 what?
4BT.
Is it Utah?
Check. It looks like a Utah to me, but check. You might want to check Tennessee too.
Okay.
Yes, but That's true, Precious, but Jose said that he took, what vehicle did he say he took, Precious? Not Precious, ICU?
I don't remember the exact one.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and check. But he took one vehicle and brought another one back. Yeah, it looks like Utah to me as well. I don't know, Snow. Jose said that that Grandis, her camper wasn't there exactly where it's parked now when he was there, and he said, I think he said the bus is where the camper is now. I believe that's what he said. But all of the Grandis allegedly brought the school bus down from Wisconsin, and that all of her belongings are in that bus and in that camper.
Right, and antiques and things like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a North Carolina tech. Did you find it yet?
I did, and it doesn't give any records as to when it was transferred, who it belonged to before, but it's just a 2003 GMC Sonoma.
It doesn't say purchased or anything like that?
Oh, yes, it does too.
It should say that, yeah.
Yeah, November 1st, 2021.
2021.
Yes, sir. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to send it to you and let you see it.
November 20th. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry. Thank you, Julie Leet, for the Cash App. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, Heather, which one did you send it to? The email.
Okay. And there's another date on it that says 8/11 of 2020.
8/11 of 2020.
And 8/1 of 2021. I just sent you a screenshot of it if you want to check it out.
Yeah, can you run the VIN as well? Does it have the VIN on it?
If it's here, I can definitely run it.
Let's see it.
I don't either.
No, I mean,
Oh,
what you sent me. We can do it later, I guess. So.
yeah.
Any idea on the storage unit? Has Jose spoke on it? I have not heard of a storage unit. I think somebody had said that maybe they had a storage unit when they was moving down here. If that's so, I would assume that everything would still be in the storage, right? Because they haven't mentioned of
ever coming and getting their stuff if there's a storage unit down here.
To be honest, and I did not remember this until I read it in chat.
Uh-huh.
I do remember Andrew saying that they had to go get everything out of storage to take it back with them. But how did you do that?
When was that?
At the same time when they drove down here, before they turned around and went back. So wait a minute, that would have to mean they were here before
Right.
that.
And that is exactly what I told Jose today. I said, Jose, was Andrew down? Did you guys come down at a certain time and then Andrew come down another time? He's like, no, not that I'm aware of.
Wow.
Going to have to dig, girl.
No, I just need people to tell the truth.
I know. That would be nice. Oh, I think I just got your thing. Nine 320.
That is a date of the. Wait a minute. Oh, forget about that. Sorry.
It's okay. Okay. So he bought it in Utah and registered it in Tennessee, maybe? I mean, it's... Yeah, but I mean, why are they... I mean, unless the pictures were old, a few days old, that's the only way I can see that, because it looks like a bill of sale or something is being written there, and that is October 9th. And Don would have had to been back if he purchased that in Utah. It was Summersdale. Yep, I agree, Amy. Yes, there are. Okay, guys. Well, thank you all for joining us. We are going to go for now, but in maybe tomorrow or the next day or so, we're going to go over Don Wells was charged with expiration, registration, and plates on the truck. His DWI. Yes, that's true. But I don't know which truck it was he was in. So, really, Dimitri, when someone else actually. What is it?
My earbuds died.
Okay. Well, that means it's time to go. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Greatly appreciated. Just keep, that the truth will be revealed in Summer's case. Just pray for it, and hopefully sooner than later, and that whoever did it or whatever happened, that justice will be served in the case for Summer.
Definitely for Summer.
Absolutely, because it's all about Summer. All right, guys. God bless you. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate you. What?
I said good night, everyone.
Good night. God bless.